model. I'll just click here and I'll copy the model ID. This is the model I'll copy, and here I just need to mention. So it will automatically download this model from the Hugging Face. So you don't need to manually download it as well. So that much powerful it is. Okay. So that is why I told you have to master this pipeline concept, because going forward, whatever actually, let's say, application you'll be implementing, you need this particular pipeline approach. Fine. Now see, I have given different actually example, a computer vision example also. Let's say you want to perform image classification in the pipeline, just mention image classification. Okay. Even also you can specify the model. It's up to you. Now see, different example I have given just for your reference, so that you can refer this notebook later on. Now let's perform one specific NLP task. Let's say I want to perform sentiment analysis. So here you can see the task, as well as you will also get the all kinds of tasks in the documentation section. So here you are having one tab called task. Now see, all the task is also visible. Read that, computer vision, natural language processing, audios, and multimodal. Okay, everything is there. Now let's say I want to perform sentiment analysis, and sentiment analysis is what kinds of task? It's a text classification task. I think you saw it's a text classification task. Okay, now either you can give the text classification. Okay, either you can pass the text classification here, either you can also give the sentiment analysis. Okay, both it will work. So I've given sentiment analysis. Okay, I want to perform sentiment analysis in the pipeline. Now it will give you one object called pipeline object, and this is my classifier. Now inside that you have to pass the input. Let's say here I've given the input. I was so not happy with the last Mission Impossible movie. Now this is the sentence I have given. Now see, if I execute this line of code, so it will automatically download one specific model. Now see, here I haven't given any kinds of model name. So it will download one default model, and it will try to predict whether this particular sentiment is a positive or negative. Okay, let me show you. See, if I execute this code, see, it is using one model, default model called Distilbart based case. Okay, fine tune SST to English model. And this is the link of the model. If I open it up, see, it is using this model. This is the default model. Okay. And here is the prediction, guys. It's a negative sentiment, and it is telling 99% confidence it's a negative sentiment. Okay. That means it is performing amazing. See, that much actually it is easy to use this transformer library. And that's how actually pipeline helps us to perform any kinds of task I want to perform. So I don't need to write the code from scratch. Only I just need to mention that specific task name. It will automatically do it for me. Now there is another way you can pass the input. Let's say here is my pipeline. Inside pipeline, you can mention the task I want to perform. Let's say a sentiment analysis. And the second parameter, you can give the input. Let's say this is the input I have given. I was confused with the Barbie movie. Okay. Now it will give you the same output. So either you can follow this approach, either you can follow this approach. This is the one line approach. Okay. So both it is possible. Now, if you are having any big text, that time what you can do, you can also use multi-line actually string. There also you can pass the text like that. See, again, it's a positive review, and this is the confidence score. Fine. Now let me show you how we can specify any kinds of model. So let's say now I want to perform sentiment analysis, and I want to use any other model. Let's say I want to use this model, Facebook BART large MLI. Let me search this model. You will see this is one of the large language model. You can see BART large MNLI. See, again, it's not a large language model. I can say it's a language model, because this model only can perform one specific task, which is nothing but the sentiment analysis. But going forward, we'll be using large language model. Like we'll be using Llama, Mistral, Falcon, Gemini. Okay. So these are the model actually we'll be using. And these are the model is multitasking model. Okay. That means large language model. So there are two kinds of models are available, guys. Just try to remember. One is the large language model. That means LLM. Okay. And this is like only LM. That means language model only. So language model can only perform one specific task. Okay. One specific task. And large language model can perform multiple tasks. Multiple tasks. Even it can also perform chat operation. Okay. Chat operation, because I already told you na, how large language model was trained. Okay. Because of that supervised fine tuning, reinforcement learning, through human feedback, these are the technique has applied. But whatever LM model you can see, it has only trained with the transformer architecture. Okay, transformer architecture. Okay, I think I showed you the transformer architecture example. I think you remember. Fine. So these are the model we are using. This is called actually language model only. It can only perform one specific task. So that's why here we are mentioning the task name sentiment analysis. Now see, here we are giving the model name. Now we can use any kinds of model. Just go to the model section. Go to the model section. Now let's say I want to perform sentiment analysis. For this I have to use text classification. Now just try to get any kinds of model. Let's say you want to use this model. Copy the model ID, try to paste it here. Okay, it will download that model and it will do the operation. Now let me show you. See, first of all, this model will be downloaded from the Hugging Face. Now see, it is downloaded, and see the model size. It's around 1.63 GB. This is actually sentiment I'm getting. This a neutral sentiment. Okay, it's not a positive, it's not a negative, it's a neutral sentiment, and this is the confidence score you are getting. Fine, great. Now, how to perform the batch actually sentiment? If you are having batch data, let's say multiple, let's say sentence, that time how you can do? You can use something called batch sentiment analysis. So again, just try to create a pipeline, and whenever you are preparing your input data, just try to give inside a list. You can see it's a Python list, and inside that I'm having different sentence. Okay, different sentence. Now you have to pass this particular list inside your classifier. Now see, it will take one by one all the sentence and it will show you the sentiment. Now see, this is the first sentence sentiment, second sentence, third sentence, and fourth sentence. Okay, I hope it is clear. But the model actually, it is using the default model. It is having only two label, which is nothing but positive and negative. But if you see this sentence, it is having some emotion. Okay, it is having some different sentiment. And if you want to capture different sentiments, you can use any other model. Let's say I will be using this model, Robota Base Go emotion model. So this can actually detect a multiple sentiment from a sentence. Okay, you can see all kinds of sentiment they have mentioned. See, these are the sentiment it is having. Okay, so that many of sentiment it can detect. Now let me use this model and let me again apply the same data. Now see, it will give you different sentiment. See, again it is downloading the model. After that, it will do the sentiment analysis. Now the first sentence, it is admiration, second one confusion, then amusement, then anger. Okay, I hope you cleared. So I can say this is one of the very powerful library. Okay, if you want to work in the field of generative AI or natural language processing. Now you can also perform text generation task. So for this, in the pipeline, you have to mention text generation only. Okay, I think I showed you different tasks. Let's say I want to perform text generation right now. So text generation, I think it is there. Natural language processing, text generation. Okay. Now see, they have also mentioned in the tutorial, you have to give text generation in the pipeline. Okay. And you can also give the model. So the same thing I'm doing. Text generation model, I'm using Distilbert. And inside that I'm passing my input. Today is the rainy day in London. Now it will refer this sentence and it will generate the text. Okay. Based on this particular content. Now if I execute, see. See guys, beautifully it has generated the text. Today is rainy day in London, and one that no other city can remember or ever even know. A few days here ago, the police arrested. Okay, see, beautifully it has generated the text. Okay, so that's actually, you can also perform text generation. Now if you want to perform question answering, just give question answering, and you have to give the question as well as the context. Okay, so based on the context, it will so by referring this context, it will give you the answer. Okay, let's say this is my question, what is my job? And here I'm giving the context. I'm developing an AI model with the Python. Okay. Now, if I give my question as well as the context, it will give me the answer. Again, you can check their documentation for the question answering. So they're telling like that. So you have to give the question context and you have to pass to the pipeline. Okay. Now see, answer is developing AI model. That means this is my job. Okay. I hope it is clear. So I hope guys, now it is clear how we can use this Hugging Face platform if I want to perform different tasks and how we can access different model. Now let's say you want to use large language model, that means LLM. So I think I showed you one amazing GitHub, Open LLM GitHub. So you can open this GitHub and you can see different large language model name. Let's say you want to use this model. Let's say you want to use let's say we want to use this Falcon model. Falcon is a large language model. You can copy the name and simply you can go to the Hugging Face, go to the model section and simply search here. Okay, simply search here. Now see, Falcon model would be there. See, Falcon models is there. And Falcon is nothing but it's a large language model. It's not a language model. Okay, with the help of Falcon, actually we can perform different tasks. Even we can also perform chat operation. Not only that, all kinds of models are available. Let me show you. Let's say Llama 2. If you want to use Llama 2, I'll copy and I'll come here. I'll search for the Llama 2. See, Llama 2 is from Meta AI. Okay. Like that, we are having some another model also. Let's say Mistral is there. Then we are having something called Gemma. So this model is from Google site. So that's how we are having different large language model, and no need to worry. Going forward, we'll be using these are the model. But before using these at the model, we have to learn some additional, let's say, tools and technology. Like we'll be learning some generative AI framework like Llama Index, then LangChain. Then we'll be also learning about vector database. Okay, then we'll be learning these are the model as well. Fine. So yes guys, this is all about from this video. I hope it is clear now. So in the next video, we'll be understanding about tokenizer, tokenizer inside actually Hugging Face. What exactly this tokenizer, okay, and why we need it. Okay, why tokenization is required. So as I already told you, inside Hugging Face actually we're having another super important concept called tokenization. And now we'll try to understand why tokenization is important and why we use tokenization inside Hugging Face. I think you remember I taught you one concept called text reprocessing and text representation. So there, whenever I was passing any kinds of text to my model, first of all, I was doing the processing, then I was converting that particular text to the vector representation, right? And for this, I was using different technique. Like for text vectorization, I was using TF-IDF, word to vec, bag of word. Then that time actually I told you, we are also having some other technique, which is nothing but transformer based technique. Okay, because it is having something called attention mechanism. And then I taught you the attention mechanism concept, the transformer architecture. So there I showed you how it will give the attention to a specific word. Now it's time to show you this part as a practical. That means now we are using transformer based architecture, transformer based model, and whatever data actually we are passing as an input to my model. Okay. So internally, how it is processing that, okay, internally, how it is converting to the vector representation. So it is using something called tokenization technique, okay, tokenizer. So inside actually transformer, we are having something called auto tokenizer. Okay, so inside auto tokenizer, we have to first of all give the model name, like which model you have to use for that particular tokenization task. So to explain this tokenization, I just simplified this particular code. So first of all, I'm importing some of the necessary library I need. And here you can see I'm importing auto tokenizer. Okay, so let me import all the library. If you want to use any kinds of tokenization, so first of all, you have to define the model name, like which model you want to use. So here I'm using this model, BART-based multilingual unkissed sentiment model. So this model will, so with the help of this particular transformer based model, first of all, it will perform the tokenization. That means this input we are giving to the model right now, yes or no, right? So first of all, it will, this tokenizer, what this tokenizer will do, it will first of all pre-process. Let's say if it is having some HTML tags or any kinds of stuff word, it will try to remove. Then it will try to convert this text to the vector representation. Okay, then it will pass to the model and model will actually do the sentiment analysis. Now see if I execute the code. So first of all, it will download the tokenizer. Okay, then after downloading the tokenizer, it will also initialize the model. After that, it will do the sentiment analysis. So this is the high level understanding. Even I will also show you the low level, how it is generating the vector. Even we can also visualize the vector as well. See, now you can see this is the result we are getting. Fine. Now let's try to see how tokenizer is working. So if you want to use tokenizer, you have to import one library called auto tokenizer from transformer. The first thing what you have to do, you have to load one pre-trained model. Okay, pre-trained transformer based model. So here, let's say we are using BART based case model. So this is one of the transformer based model. Okay, you can see this one of the transformer based model. So we're giving the model ID here. Then this is my example text. Let's say I'm giving into my tokenizer. Okay. So inside tokenizer, we're having another function called tokenize. Now after tokenize it, I'm just printing. Okay. After tokenizing, I'm just printing. Now let me show you what it will give me the output. So I can cut these are the example. Now let me execute as of now. Now see, when you apply tokenizer.tokenize, it will give you the individual token. That means the tokenization we used to perform with the help of analytical library, I think you remember, right? Sentence level and word level tokenization. Now it is possible with the help of this tokenizer class only. Okay, that's why I told you transformer is like very powerful. So it's a high level wrapper. Inside that they have written all kinds of code. It will handle each and everything. You don't need to write any kinds of code from scratch. Okay. Now if I want to convert this textual representation to the vector, what I have to do, I have to pass this particular token to the convert tokens to IDs, this particular method. Okay, and it is available inside tokenizer object. The tokenizer object we have defined here. Now it will give you the input IDs. Now let me show you this input IDs. I can take different cell and here I can execute. See, this is the input IDs, and this is nothing but your representation of the text. The text actually you have given. I was so not happy with the Barbie movie. Now you can see this is the vector representation of this particular text, and it is using transformer model. Okay, it is using transformer architecture in the backend, and it's like more powerful. Okay, it's like more powerful technique than your bag of word or TF-IDF or what to vec, whatever you have learned. Okay, and going forward we'll be using this particular approach only. Okay, I hope you cleared. But whenever I have to pass this particular vector to my model, I won't be using this particular method. For this, you have to use this particular method. So here there is another function. So here you have to pass your data to the tokenizer. Okay, directly you have to pass to the tokenizer, and tokenizer will give you this output. Let me show you. See, this is the entire output, encoded input. Now see, input IDs, now it is familiar. So this is the input IDs. And here one additional token you can see, 101. What is 101? This is the start of the sentence. And start of the sentence represent 101. And end of the sentence represent 102. And in between, actually, you can see your entire vector, the vector actually you got. Okay. Now it is having another actually things called token type IDs. As of now, just try to skip this part. It's not required. And this is the important things, guys, attention mask. Okay. Now I think you remember what is attention mask, that attention mechanism concept. That means whenever, let's say, it will pass this particular data to my model, in which word it will give the more attention. Okay, it is telling. Now see, it is giving the attention to all the word, because every word is 1. You can see that means this one will get the same attention, this one will give the same attention. Okay, this one will give the same attention. Okay, and how it is getting to know how to give the, let's say, attention. I think I showed you the calculation that I mean one calculation I was discussing in that JLMR blog. Okay, that's how it is calculating the score, and it is able to decide, okay, I have to give the attention to this particular specific word. Okay, I hope it is clear. So these are the actually output you will be getting after doing the tokenization. Now if you want to decode the tokenization, that means if you want to again convert this let's say vector to text representation, you can use decode function for this. Now I'll give my input ID. So whatever input ID I'm getting, I'll pass in the decode function, and decode will give me the previous text. Actually, you can see I was so happy, I was not happy with the Barbie movie. Okay, I hope it is clear now. Now if I execute all of them all together, you can see this is the output. This is your tokens, this is input IDs, this is the encoded input, this is the decode output. That means this tokenization will first of all perform the pre-processing, then it will perform the tokenization, then it will convert your, let's say, text to vector representation. Okay, and additionally it will also give you some of the, let's say, number, which is nothing but attention mask. Okay, based on this attention mask, your model will decide in which word it has to give the let's say attention more. So now I think, guys, this tokenizer is clear, like what is tokenizer exactly inside Hugging Face, because many people will have this question later on. That's why I just clarified right now, because going forward, whatever experiment we'll be doing, we'll be using the tokenizer, okay, from the Hugging Face itself. So for this, again, I kept one example. So here we'll be fine tuning one dataset called IMDb. Okay, IMDb movie review dataset, and we'll be using one language model, okay, from the Hugging Face itself. So for this, here we'll be using Hugging Face dataset only, because I already told you Hugging Face is having dataset. Okay, dataset actually services. So you can also see different datasets, and this is the dataset count, guys. Okay. Now you can search any kinds of dataset. Now let's say I want to use something called IMDb dataset. So IMDb. So this dataset is already available. See, this is the IMDb dataset. Okay. So this is a movie reviews dataset. So here you have the movies, and based on that you have the reviews. Okay, whether it's a negative or positive. So here we'll be fine tuning one text classification model. That means we'll be performing sentiment analysis. Okay, this is our main objective. So if you want to use actually Hugging Face dataset, for this you have to install one library called dataset. Okay, so first of all, try to install dataset, and make sure you also install transformers. Okay, because I already installed transformers, so that's why I'm not going to install again. Now you have to restart the runtime. Now see, it is restarting the runtime. After that, we'll load the data, and loading data is very much easy. Only you just need to give the dataset name. Okay, so there is a load dataset function inside dataset. You have to call it, and inside that you have to pass the dataset name. It will automatically download the data from the Hugging Face. Okay, now see, this is the dataset name, IMDb. Just copy the name and give it here. Okay, it will automatically download. Now if I show you, so not only this data, you can use any kinds of data. Even I think you remember in the previous video I showed you that tokenizer. So in the tokenizer also you can take different model. Okay, different model for the tokenization. So there I was using BART-based case model. You can also use any other model. But remember, whatever actually model you are using for the tokenizer, the same model you have to use for the model training as well, for the model inference as well. Okay, this is the idea. Now let me show you. See, my dataset is downloaded. Now if you want to see the dataset metadata, so this is the dataset. Now we are having training data, text and labels we are having, and this is the example. That means 25 5,000 actually rows we are having inside training example, and test data we are having 25,000, and here we are also having unsupervised data. So here we'll be using this data only, train and test data, okay, for my analysis. Now first of all, let's do the pre-processing task. So for this, I think you remember we have to perform the tokenizer. So here I'm importing auto tokenizer. So again, I'm using this model, BART-based case model, okay. So first of all, I will initialize my tokenizer. Then here I have created a function, tokenize function. Inside that, I'm just tokenizing my example. Now, which example I have to tokenize, guys? I think you remember, if I show you the data, let's say if I show you the first example, you can see this is the text. Okay, this is my reviews. Okay, this is my reviews, and this is the sentiment. So I have to apply on top of the reviews only. Okay, so that's why I'm giving text, example text, because inside example we are having the text. Okay, text keys actually you can see, because it's a dictionary format. Okay, that's the idea. And here I'm adding padding max length. Let's say, what is padding? I think remember. Let's say there is a sentence, this movie is good. Now let's say there is another sentence, I hate this. Okay, now just see the actually input length 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. So this input length actually having one word less. So in case actually what you can do, you can add some padding. Padding means 0 value. Okay, so that's why actually we are adding this particular parameter. Padding is equal to max length. That means first of all, it will try to figure out the maximum length sentence. Based on that, it will decide what would be the padding size. Okay, this is the idea. Now here we are applying this particular function. You can see this tokenized function on top of my entire data set. Okay, and for this I'm using map function, and map will apply on top of the entire rows. Okay, this is the idea. Now if I execute, see this tokenizer will apply on top of my entire data set. Then I will get all of my vector. Now previously I only had this many of example. Now after tokenization, you will see you will have some more actually keys, like your attention mask. Then you will also get the input IDs. Okay, these are the things you will be also getting. So guys, as you can see, my tokenization is completed. Now if I show you my tokenized data set right now, so see, now I am having all of the features like input IDs, token type IDs, and as well as the attention mask. Okay, everything. Now if I want to show you the data, how it will look like, so here you can visualize. Let's say I want to see my training data. Let's say I want to show you the first example. Now you can see the first example. This is the raw text. Okay, and after doing the tokenization, you got the input IDs, and input IDs is nothing but is the vector representation of the entire text. Okay, you can see this is the vector representation, and it will also have something called this one, attention mask. Let me show you. Token type IDs would be there, as well as the attention mask. See, attention mask. Okay, I hope it is clear now. That means we have successfully converted our textual data to vector representation. Now we can start the training, but before that I have to first of all set some of the training argument, and transformer provides actually one function called training arguments. Okay, inside that you can mention training arguments. So these are the default actually arguments you can keep as of now. No need to change anything, because again it's a hyperparameter tuning. Only just change you can do number of epoch. Let's say how many epoch you want to train. Let's say I only want to train only, let's say, one epoch as of now. Okay, only one epoch I want to train. And output directory, so it will create a folder here called output directory. Inside that it will save all the models and everything, right? Now let me set the training arguments. So again, this is kinds of template kinds of code. You don't need to remember anything. All the codes are available in the Hugging Face platform. So from there you can refer. Okay, you don't need to remember anything here. Fine. Now see, that many of actually training argument you can set here. Okay, after printing you can see. Okay, but I don't need to set all the training arguments. So we can only set these are the training argument. Fine. Now we can initialize the model. So here to initialize the model, first of all, you have to import to library auto. So here you have to import one library called auto model for sequence classification, because here we are doing text classification. For this you have to use this particular class. Then you have to also import the trainer. Now first of all, you have to load the model. You can see this is the model, BART-based case model. I'm loading. Okay, so if you give it here, it will automatically download. And number of labels I'm giving 2, because we are having only 2 labels, positive and negative. We are doing the sentiment analysis now of the IMDb dataset. And if you see the sentiment, only positive and negative. Fine. If you are having, let's say, 4 sentiment, that time you can give 4. Okay, I hope you're clear. Now simply we can initialize the trainer. Inside trainer, give the model, give the training arguments. Okay, the training arguments we are getting from here. This is the training arguments. Then we have to pass the train data. So this is my train data, tokenized data train, okay, training sample, and evaluation data, I'm giving my testing data. Fine. Now let me click here. Now see, it will download the model and it will initialize all the trainer. Now see, training has not started yet, because if you want to start the training, you have to call these particular things, okay, trainer.train. Now see, if I click here, now it will start the training, and after training it will save all the artifacts in the results folder. Okay, so it will take some time, guys, so let's wait. Once training is completed, I will come back. If you're using free Colab, so training will take some time, so you have to wait. Now what you can do, you can also evaluate the model on top of the test data. So just try to execute this code. So again, it will take some time. Let's wait. After this execution, you will see the evaluation metrics. And in between, let me show you the training loss and validation loss you got after training. So this is the training loss and this is the validation loss in only one epoch. So here, if you increase the epoch size, you will see that this loss would be decreased. So try to increase the epoch size whenever you are training your actual model. As of now, I'm only training one epoch because I just wanted to show you. Okay, this is the idea. Now let's see the evaluation metrics. What is the evaluation metrics we get here? So guys, as you can see, this is your evaluation result. So this is the evaluation loss. This is the evaluation runtime. That means that many seconds actually took to execute this entire code. And you can see we only trained one epoch. Okay, so you just only need to see these losses, like how much loss you are getting. So this loss should be close to 0. If it is close to 0, that means your model is performing better that time. Now you can also save the model you have trained. You can also save the model. Even you can also save the tokenizer. Why you have to save the tokenizer? Because let's say in future user will come here and they will be using your model. So they will give some input, right? And input is what? It's a text. So again, you have to convert that particularly into the vector representation, yes or no, right? So to convert this input to the vector representation, I need to use my tokenizer, my train tokenizer, okay, not the previous tokenizer. Okay, that's the thing you have to remember. And as well as I also need to save my model. Now let me save both of them. Now you can see in the results folder, we are having all the checkpoints of our model training and all. I think you already know, if you have already learned previously, like how to train computer vision model, TensorFlow model, I think you know what is checkpoints. Okay, now see, we have successfully saved our model. Now if I refresh, now see, this model has been saved here. Now inside this folder, actually we're having different actually files. You can see config.json, then save tensors, okay, JSON. So this is how actually your Hugging Face save the model. Okay, it will contain actually multiple files. Inside config.json, you will have the entire configuration of the model. Okay, this is the main idea. So see, we have successfully saved our model as well as the tokenizer. Now let's see actually one project. Now let's try to do one small project. So here we'll be using this archive actually. So I think you know archive is a website. So here you will get different research paper. Okay, all kinds of research article you will get here. So first of all, we'll install this library because in Python we have this library. With the help of this library, we can actually download all kinds of article, right? We can get all kinds of article data. So now let me import. Now see, if you want to use this particular library archive, first of all, you have to prepare one query. You need AI or artificial intelligence or machine learning related, let's say, paper. Here you are giving the query. Now here you have to search. Okay, you have to search in the archive. Now here you can see I've given the query. Maximum result I need 10, and you have to pass this particular parameter called sorted by. Just try to mention submitted data as of now. Now it will give me different page, and I'm looking through the page and I'm extracting the published date, title, and abstraction and category of the paper. Okay, then whatever data I'm getting, I'm converting to the data frame and I'm just plotting it here. Now let me execute and let me show you. So guys, you can see I got the results. Now this is the published date, this is the title of the paper, and this is the abstraction of the paper. Okay, abstract of the paper, and this is the category. Now let's say I want to create a research paper summarization system. So what I can do, in the pipeline, I can mention I want to perform summarization. Okay, and which things I want to summarize? I want to summarize this abstraction. Okay, this abstraction I got. You can see this is the abstraction column. Okay, abstract column. Now that's why I'm passing the abstract column from the data frame, and here I'm using this Facebook BART large CNN model. Okay, and inside that I'm passing my abstraction. Now see, it will give me the summary. So this model actually they train on the summary. Okay, summarization task. You can open it up and you can see the description of the model. They are doing the summarization task. Okay, so execution is completed. Now I got all of my summarization result. Now let's say I only want to see the first one. Okay, first summarization text. Now I can execute this code. You can also print all of them. It's up to you, but I'm only showing the first example. See, this is the summary of the first results. Okay, now, so I hope guys it is clear how we can perform the, let's say, fine-tuning operation on top of a pre-trained model. And no need to worry, going forward also we'll be exploring lots of model and we'll be doing the fine-tuning operation. We'll be implementing different application. Okay, on top of it we'll be implementing different projects. In this video I will show you how we can generate a Hugging Face API key, because I told you sometimes we need this API key. With the help of API key we'll be accessing the model. Okay, so for this we have to learn how we can generate a key. So as of now we'll be generating the key, later on we'll be using that. So for this definitely first of all you have to log in with your Hugging Face account. Now click on the profile icon. Now go to the settings. Now left hand side you will see one option called access key. Okay, access token. Now click here. Now see, previously I already created some of the access token, but for you it would be empty. Now if you want to create a new one, just click on create new token. Now you can give the token name. Let's say I will give my new token. Now you can give the permission. Now here you can provide the permission, whether you want to create for the read access or whether you want to create for the write access. Okay, so let's say as of now I want to create for the read access. I only want to perform the read operation, and later on I will also show you how you can push your trained model to the Hugging Face hub. So that time actually you need the write access. Okay, so as of now let's create my token. This is your token. Just try to copy and save it somewhere. No need to share with anyone, otherwise they will also access your account. Okay, so it should be private. I will delete it after the recording. That's why I'm showing you. Now let me close it. So as of now I showed you the Hugging Face demo, like how we can use this Hugging Face platform, how we can access different model, even how we can also fine tune those are the model on top of our custom data. So in this video we'll be using the same technique and we'll be implementing one project called text summarization. Okay, so here is the notebook guys I already prepared. So the first thing what you have to do, first thing, just connect the notebook and make sure you change the runtime to the GPU, because here you need the GPU if you want to, let's say, implement this project, because here we'll be fine-tuning one transformer based model. Okay, we'll be fine-tuning one LM model here on top of our custom data. I'll tell you which model we are gonna fine-tune, even on top of which dataset actually we're going to fine tune. But first of all, let me tell you what is text summarization. Text summarization means, let's say you are having a bigger paragraph and you are summarizing that particular paragraph. I think you know, okay, what is the summary, right? What is the text summarization project? So in internet actually you will be getting different summarization actually application. Let's say if I write text summarization online, so there are so many application you will see. This is another application from Quillbot actually. So here actually you can also give any kinds of text and it will give you the summary. So let me show you. If I search for English story, so what I can do, I can copy this text as of now as it is, and here let me paste it. Now if I click on summarize button, you will see that it will give me the summary of the entire text. Now you can also control like how much summary you need. So let's say I need a little bit bigger summary. Now if I again re-summarize, now see this result I'm getting, this is the actually a little bit long than our previous summary. Okay, so that's how actually we're having different application over the internet. So we'll be implementing this kinds of project, but here I'm not going to implement a user interface. User interface wise we'll be implementing later on. So as of now we'll be only doing the experiment on the Colab notebook. Okay, we'll be using transformer based model, we'll be using LM model, and we'll be doing this kinds of project. Okay, this is the main objective here. So let me get back to my Colab notebook, and first of all let me execute this command. So this command will show you which GPU actually you are using. So here I'm using Tesla T4 GPU because here I'm using free Google Colab. Now the first thing what you have to do, you have to install transformer library. Okay, why? Because here we'll be using Hugging Face actually platform, and to use Hugging Face platform I already showed you, you have to install transformer library. Apart from that you need some additional package like sentence pieces. Okay, then you need Scareblue, then RowScore, okay, and Pi7Zer and datasets. Why dataset? Because with the help of datasets we'll be downloading the dataset from the Hugging Face itself. Okay, that is why. And these are the dependency packages you also need to install here. Fine, so let me install all the packages one by one. So my installation is completed. So the next thing what you have to do, you have to update some of the package. The first package you have to update called Accelerate. Then you have to uninstall your older version of Transformer and Accelerate, and you have to install the latest one, because what happens actually in Google Colab, sometimes they're using older version of the Transformer package and Accelerate package. Okay, so that's why I'm updating it again. Okay, that's the things you have to do. And what is Accelerate? See, Accelerate will help you actually to access your GPU. That means here you are using GPU, you are using something called CUDA. Okay, so to use your CUDA actually instance, this Accelerate will help you. So whenever it will do the fine-tune operation, that time actually it will access your GPU, right? So that's why actually this package is required. Now let me update all of them. So as you can see, update is successful. There is no error. That means everything is working fine. Now the next thing, you have to import some of the necessary library to test whether everything is working fine or not. So here you can see I'm importing pipeline. Then I'm also importing load dataset from the dataset. Okay. And apart from that, I'm also importing some additional library. Okay. Some extra library also I'm importing here. It is not required. But what the library actually I'm going to use, like later on, I'll tell you, okay, why I'm using that one. So as of now, let me import all of them. See, this execution is fine. That means there is no error. We have successfully installed all the packages. Now I think I already imported Torch, so I don't need to import this line. I can delete. Now the first thing what I have to do, I have to check the device, okay, whether it is utilizing my CUDA or whether it is utilizing my CPU. So as I already showed you, I have changed my runtime to the GPU, right? And here you can see it is connected with my T4 GPU. That means it should use my CUDA. So let me check. See, it is utilizing my CUDA. So here I'm using Torch, PyTorch library to check it whether CUDA is available or not. If yes, print CUDA, otherwise print CPU. So you don't need to manually set your machine type. So if you have the GPU installed in your system, and if all the tools and let's say services are already installed, so it will utilize that particular GPU, that means your CUDA. Otherwise it will automatically utilize your CPU. Okay, so if you see any kinds of PyTorch implementation, PyTorch use this particular code snippet, okay, to map with your CUDA or with your CPU. I hope it is clear. Now the first thing what I have to do, I have to load my tokenizer. Okay, tokenizer. And what is tokenizer? I already explained. With the help of tokenizer, we'll be pre-processing our data, and I will be converting my text to vector representation. So for this, I'm going to import auto tokenizer from Transformer library. And another class I have imported auto model for sequence to sequence LM, because here we'll be loading one LM model. That means we'll be loading one transformer based model. And to load the transformer based model, actually you have to use this particular class. Fine. Now let me import this package. Now here is the model checkpoint, guys. So here we'll be using one model called Google Pegasus CNN Daily Mail. Okay, so this is the transformer based pre-trained model, and this is the model, guys. This is from Google. So Google has trained this model, and this model can perform text summarization. Okay, now if you want to test it, here is the inference API. Now here you can see it will give you the summary. Okay, summary of the entire text. Now you can see what kinds of data set they use to train this model. Every information they have given, okay, about the model. So if you're interested to deep dive, you can check this documentation. You can check this model kit. You will see each and every details. Now if you want to see the model, just click on files and version. You will see the GB of the model. It is around 2.28 GB, and there is another file. It is around 3 GB. Okay, so total I think 5 to 6 GB this particular model. So whenever I will download this model, you will see that. Okay, what is the model size as of now? Let's get back. So now let's load the tokenizer, and I already told you the model actually will be using the same model you have to use for the tokenization as well. Fine, this is the idea. Now let me load the tokenizer. So for this, I'm using auto tokenizer from pre-train, and here I'm giving the model checkpoint. It will automatically download from the Hugging Face itself. So fine, I have already downloaded the tokenizer. Now we'll be downloading the model. Okay, so to download the model, I'll be using this class auto model for sequence to sequence LM, this class, and there is a function called from pre-train. You have to give the model checkpoint and to device, in which device you want to load the model. I want to load the model inside my GPU. Okay, that's why I'm giving GPU to device is equal to my device. Now let me load it. Okay, my model has also loaded. Now we'll be loading the dataset, and dataset wise we'll be using one dataset named Samsung dataset. So this is the dataset, guys. So this dataset is from Samsung actually. So they have published this data, and the Samsung data is nothing but it's a dataset containing about 16K messenger like conversation with summaries. That means it is having actually different conversation. Okay, and in the another column, actually it is having the summaries, okay, of that particular, let's say, conversation. So if I show you, let's say this is the conversation. Okay, this side you are having the conversation and this side you are having the summary. So let's say this is the conversation and this is the summary. Okay, again this is the conversation, this is the summary. So that's how they have collected the entire data, and it is having 16k actually messenger like conversation data. Fine. And the dataset name is Samsung data. And if you want to see the dataset is split, so it is having around 14,732 example for the training, validation that many example, and testing that many example. Fine. So again, you can see this documentation if you want to learn more about this data. Now let's download the data. So for this, I'll be using load dataset from my dataset package. Now let me download the data as well. Now I'll give yes and I'll press enter. It should download the data. Okay, now if I show you the dataset metadata. So this is the metadata, guys. So as I already told you, it is having a dialogue and summary, and that many of example you are having for the training, testing, and validation. Fine. Now if you want to see any kinds of, let's say, dialogue, that means your entire, let's say, conversation, you can also visualize. So let me visualize one of the example. So this is the dialogue, guys. You can see Olivia is telling, who are you voting for this election? Then Olivia is saying liberal as well, and Olivia, me too. Olivia, great. Okay, so this kinds of conversation it is having, and based on that it is having one summary. So let me also show you the summary. So I'm printing the summary here. You can see, so Olivia and Oliver are voting for the liberals in this election. Okay, so this kinds of actually data set they have prepared. Now this particular code snippet will print the number of example you are having in this data set, as well as the split length and the, let's say, entire dialogue and entire summary. Now let me show you. See, this is the split length, this is the training, validation, and testing, and these are the features it is having, like ID, dialogue, and summary. And this is the entire dialogue you can see. Okay, and this is the summary of the dialogue. So this is the preview of the data. That's why I just printed. I just wanted to show you, okay, what kinds of data they collected. Now let's say you are having some different kinds of data. So what you can do, you can give your, let's say, entire, let's say, paragraph as a dialogue and the summary as a summary. Okay, and you can follow the same approach. Okay, it doesn't matter. Now the next thing what I have to do, guys, I think remember I have to pre-process my data and convert to the vector representation. So for this, what I have to use my tokenizer. Okay, I think you know. And on top of which actually, let's say, column I have to apply my tokenizer on that dialogue, because dialogue is my actually paragraph. And again, if you see the summary is also a text. Okay, so I also need to apply the tokenizer on top of the summary as well. So here I've written a function convert example to features. So it will take the example batches, that means your dialogue and summary, and it will perform the tokenization operation. You can see. So first of all, I'm applying tokenization on top of my dialogue. Then I'm applying tokenization on top of my summary. Then whatever results actually I'm getting, I'm just returning. That means you will get input IDs, attention mask, as well as the labels. I think I showed you. Okay, from that example. Now let me execute. And now let me map this function on top of my entire data set. Okay, so see here I'm doing the map operation. Now first of all, let me convert to vectorization, then I will show you, okay, how it will look like. So see, execution is done. Now if I show you my data set right now, see it is having different features: ID, dialogue, summary, input IDs, attention mask, and labels. Okay, because I converted to the vector representation right now. Now if you want to see the input IDs, so this is nothing but your input IDs. That means this is the vector representation of the first dialogue. Okay. And if you want to see the attention mask, you can also print the attention mask. So this is the attention mask. That means it is giving all the word as the same attention. I already explained this part. Fine. And if you want to print the label as well, that means the summary, you can also print it. Let me show you. So here I will print the labels. So this is the labels. Okay, that means this is the summary of this dialogue. Fine. I hope it is clear. Now we'll start the training, but before that, what I have to do, I have to set some training arguments. I think you remember, right? But before that, one thing you have to do, if you're using a large amount of data, so you have to initiate this data collator. Okay, so what data collator will do? Data collator will help you to load your data as a batches in the memory. See, here you are having so many examples I showed you in the training, validation, and testing. So I don't need to load the entire data in my memory, because here if you see my memory size, I got actually 12 GB RAM. So if you're having huge amount of data, so 12 GB RAM is not enough. So for this, what you can do, you can load your data as a batches. That means some amount of data will be loading. You will be training again. You'll be taking another batches again. You will be training. That's how you can perform the operation. So this data collator will help you to load your data as a batches. And if you want to define the data collator, you have to use this class from transformer, data collator for sequence to sequence. So here you can see I'm passing my tokenizer and model inside the data collator. Fine. Then you have to initialize this data collator object. So let me initialize it right now. Now the same thing, you have to set the training arguments. So as I already told you, just keep all the arguments as same. No need to change anything. Only you can change the number of epoch. Okay, you will be training. So as of now, I'll be showing you only one epoch training because again, it will take time. We are using free Google Colab. Okay, and the output directory I want to create Pegasus Samsung. Okay, so it will create our output directory Pegasus Samsung. Inside that, it will save all the artifacts. Fine. So let me initialize the argument as well. Then I will initialize my trainer object. So it will take the model, your training argument, tokenizer, data collator, and you have to pass the training data. Now see here, one small hack actually I'm doing. See, if you see the training data size, it's very huge. So as I already showed you here. So that many training example, it is having almost 15,000. So if I'm taking 15,000 data for the training, it will take lots of time. And this is my validation and testing. So what I'm doing actually, instead of taking the training data, I used actually test data as my training data, because inside test data I'm having very less example, so that I want to show you the quick training. But if you are training actually, okay, if you are doing the actual training, that time you just use train data, okay, not the test data. So this is the hack, guys, small hack I'm doing, because if you want to experiment something and you don't have that much of time, so you can take a small amount of data and you can perform the let's experiment. Okay, so that is what actually you can perform. And here you can see evaluation data. I'm giving my validation data. It's completely fine. Okay, now let me initialize my trainer. Now if you want to start the training, you have to call trainer.train. Now it will start the training of the model. So it will take some time. So I will pause the video, and once training is completed, I'll come back. Okay, so my training is completed. Now here you can see my training losses and different metrics that it is giving, but you have to check the training losses. So this loss should be close to 0, guys. Okay, if it is close to 0, that means your model is performing well. Now if you want to evaluate this model on top of the test data, you have to use this function, calculate metrics on test DS. Okay, so here you will be calculating something called row score. Okay, what is row score? See, row score is a metrics for the summarization model. Take summarization model. You can search on Google. You will find the row score actual equation. But as of now, I won't suggest, don't deep dive into the equation. Just try to consider it just a evaluation metrics. Like for the classification, actually what evaluation metrics we used to use, like accuracy score. Then we used to use confusion metrics, AUC curve, right? And here we are performing something called text summarization, and text summarization uses one metric called row score if you want to evaluate that model. So similar wise, for language translation, we use another kinds of metrics. For let's say name entity recognition, we use another kinds of metrics. For let's say conversational agents, we use another kinds of metrics. Okay, all kinds of tasks is having their different evaluation metrics. Okay, this is the main idea here. Now before that, let me show you the models actually it has trained. Now inside Pegasus Samsung folder, this is the checkpoints. Inside that you can see this is the model actually it has trained. Now we'll be saving this model as well. So just let me first of all show you the evaluation metrics, then I will say tell you how we can save the model. And now you can ask me where I got this function. See, if you just go to the Hugging Face that documentation, go to the text summarization task, you will see that they're suggesting this function. Okay, so they're suggesting if you want to perform the evaluation on top of the let's say your text summarization model, you can use this row score function. Okay, this is the idea. Now here we'll be calculating our row score. So here you are having actually 4 kinds of row, like row 1, row 2, row large, and row L sum. Okay, now let me calculate the row score. First of all, I will be loading all the row matrices. I have to give yes. Then I will be calculating the score on top of my testing data. Okay, now let me execute. And again, I'm only taking 10 example, guys, because it is having actually lots of data and it will take time. That's why I have taken only 10 example. But if you are performing actually, so but you can remove this line. That means you are performing on top of the entire data right now. Fine. This is the small hack you can follow if you're doing the experiment only. Now see guys, this is my row score I got. Now guys, you can see I got the row score, and this row score should be close to 1. Okay, if it is close to 1, that means your model is performing better. So as of now, we used our test data for the training and we only trained one epoch. That's why this row score is not good. Okay, but if you're using actual training data and if you train multiple epochs, you will see that you will get a good row score here. Fine. Now let's save the model, my Pegasus model. So I'm using save pretrain function, and here I'm giving the name, so it will save my model. So now if I refresh, you can see my model has saved. So this is my model, Pegasus model, my trained Pegasus model. Then I also need to save my tokenizer, because later on I will be giving my let's say testing data, and if I want to do the let's say summarization task, that time it will also convert that data to the vector representation. Now see, this is my tokenizer, I also saved. Fine. Now if you want to load any kinds of pretrain tokenizer, what you can do, you can use auto tokenizer from pretrain. Now you can give your tokenizer location. Okay, now see, here I'm giving my tokenizer location, not the tokenizer we downloaded from the Hugging Face. Okay, now let me load my tokenizer. So this is my custom tokenizer right now. Now this is the prediction code. Okay, now to perform the prediction, first of all you have to generate some arguments. Now you have to set the length penalty, then number of beams, then max length. So you don't need to change this parameter, just keep it as it is. Only you can change this length penalty. What is length penalty? I think you remember. So here we had one, let's say, interface, like we can generate short output, we can generate long output. Now if this parameter is close to 1, that means it will generate actually long output. If it is close to let's say 0, it will generate short output. Okay, this is the idea. Now here you can see I'm taking a sample text from my test data. I'm taking actually dialog 1, the first dialog. Okay, you can see from the testing data, I'm picking up the first dialog. Let me show you. So if I execute it here, so this is the first dialog I'm taking from my test data. And I'm also taking the reference, that means the actual summary of it, because I want to match this summary with my actual prediction of my model. This is the actual summary, right? Then what I'm doing, I'm creating a pipeline. I think you know what is pipeline in Hugging Face. And here I'm telling I want to perform summarization right now. And I want to use my model, the model I trained. So this is the model I trained. I'm giving the name of the model. You can see, okay, Pegasus Samsung model. And here I am passing my tokenizer. The tokenizer actually I loaded here. Fine. Then I'm creating the pipeline. Now here I'm printing my sample text. That means the text actually we have loaded this first dialog as well as the reference. That means my actual summary. Then I'm predicting my model. You can see I'm passing this sample text to my pipe object. Okay, my pipeline. And here I'm giving all the parameter I set here. Okay. Then whatever output I'm getting, I'm only printing the summary text of it. Now let me show you. If I execute this code, see, this is my actual dialog. This is my actual summary. Now my model is predicting, okay, the prediction summary. Let's wait and let's try to match, okay, how much accurate it is. Now see guys, I got the prediction. Now just try to see. Now you can see this is the model summary. That means my model has given me the summary. Now see, it's not very accurate, but still it is close to, because again I told you we only trained one epoch and we used our testing data for the training. Okay, that is why it is actually not, it is not giving actually good performance. Okay, and if you want to increase the performance, what you can do, you can increase the epoch size and you can test, and you have to train on top of the training data. Okay, not on top of the test data. Okay, this is the small modification you can apply. So I hope guys it makes sense right now how we can actually implement different projects with the help of Hugging Face platform now. Okay, that means I showed you how we can use different model, whether it can be LM model, whether it can be LLM model, how we can use different data sets. Okay, and how we can use the Hugging Face pipeline, okay, to create your application. So this was my main objective, the proper use of Hugging Face. Okay, because going forward we'll be utilizing this particular, let's say, technique only to perform all of the, let's say, project. Okay, whatever project we'll be doing, we'll be following this particular approach only. And going forward, I will be also showing you how we can use large language models. So see, now we are using LM model only, okay, language model only. But going forward, we'll be using large language model. That means we'll be using Llama model. Okay, we'll be using Llama model from Meta. We'll be using, let's say, Mistral model. Okay, we'll be using Falcon model. Different like large language model we'll be exploring. Okay. So I hope guys this is clear now how we can perform this text summarization project. Now one task I want to give you, see, I already told you now we are having different data sets in the Hugging Face. So you can select based on the task. Let's say if I go to the task, let's say I want to perform summarization. I'll click the summarization. Now see, these are the data related summarization. Now what you can do, you can pick up any kinds of data set from here, okay, and you can perform that text summarization on top of the data. See, here I used Samsung data, but I want you to use some any other data, okay. So please try to attempt this task, because unless and until you are not doing like a practical from your side, it would be a little bit difficult for you. So if you want to actually generate image from the text, so you have to use something called diffusion model, okay, diffusion model. And what is diffusion model? Diffusion model is kinds of actually large language model. It is available in the Hugging Face, okay. And if you want to use diffusion model, you have to use one library called diffuser, okay, diffuser. So this diffuser will help you to actually load these kinds of diffusion model, and you can perform these kinds of text to image generation. So again, it is available inside Hugging Face only, so you don't need to go to the any other platform, okay. So additionally, we just need to install another library called diffuser, and with the help of that, we can easily access that diffusion model. As of now, I don't need the Gradio here. I can remove it. So these are the library actually I have to install here. So as you can see, diffusers is the Hugging Face page for using the diffusion model from the Hugging Face hub. So here you can see, let me show you the page. Actually, I have already given the link. So see, this diffusers is available inside Hugging Face only. So they have already written like how we can install it, okay, and how we can load the diffusion model and all. Every example they have already given here. Fine. So I have followed this documentation, guys, and I prepared one notebook for you. And let me show you how we can perform this text to image generation with the help of different large language model. And here the model actually will be using, guys, this is actually multi-model. That means this model uses both kinds of architecture, your NLP architecture as well as the computer vision architecture, because here you have to give the prompt. That means text is nothing but your prompt, okay, and it will generate the image. That means first of all it will process the text, then it will process that particular image, okay, image output. So that's why it is using something called hybrid architecture, okay. So it is called actually multi-model. I hope you clear. Now let me install all required packages I need here. Now let me import this stable diffusion pipeline for diffusers. The same way actually we used to load our pipeline. I think you remember from the transformer. So here also we have to load the pipeline for the diffusers. Okay. Now I also need the matplotlib because I want to visualize the image. Then I also need the torch library. Now if you want to see the version of any package, you can execute this command pip show the package name. It will show you the version. Okay. Now here I kept actually two kinds of diffusion model. This is the model ID 1 and this is the model ID 2. You can see the first model. This is the first model. So the model name is Dreamlike Diffusion 1.0. So this is the model, guys, and it is available in the Hugging Face hub. Okay. See, whatever models actually we can see in the model section, this is called actually Hugging Face hub. That means in the hub also you can upload your own model. It is possible. Let's say if I click on the model now. So inside this model, you can upload your own model. Let's say you fine-tuned one model and you want to share with the community. You can also push your model here. Okay, so that other people can download your model and they can use it. Okay, I'll also tell you how you can push your model to the Hugging Face hub. Everything I'll try to show you. Even you can also upload your own data set. Okay, it is also possible here. Now this is the model, guys. You can read about the model and this is the a few results actually. You can see they have given different prompts and these are the results they have generated. Okay. This is one of the amazing model. Even they have also given the code snippet, how you can use it and all, everything they have given. Now another model actually, this one, the model name is Stable Diffusions Excel Base 1.0. This is the model. So this is the model architecture, high level architecture. That means first of all, you have to give the prompt and with the help of actually transformer model, what they will do, they will just try to understand this prompt and they'll try to perform the tokenization, convert to the vector representation. Okay, that means converting to the embedding. Then they'll be creating one latent dimension 120x cross 120x, and this latent dimension will pass to the unit model. If you don't know, inside stable diffusion actually unit model is used. So unit model will try to generate the image, okay, with respect to the prompt user has given. Okay, you can see last I'm getting the image output. Again, they have already given the paper link and all. If you're interested, you can open it up and you can learn. Okay, see, they have also given the code example. Now let me show you how we can use this model. So what I've done, guys, I'm loading the first model. You can see stable diffusion pipeline from Pre-train. I'm loading the first model, and here you have to give some parameter. Okay, that means torch data type torch.float 64 and use safe tensor is equal to 2. Okay, you have to pass this to parameter. Now I'm loading this model inside my CUDA. That means inside my GPU, because if you load inside your CPU, it will take lots of time, right? So that's why I'm loading everything inside my GPU. Now let me show you. See, it is downloading the model. Now here I have prepared one prompt, guys. You can see this prompt: dreamlike art, a grungy woman with rainbow hair traveling between dimensions, dynamic poses, happy soft eyes and narrow chin, extreme bouquet, a tiny figure, long hair straight down and tone, quali shirt and baggy jeans. Okay, so this is my prompt actually I have prepared. Now you can give any kinds of prompt. If you feel like, okay, you have to use this prompt, you can give it here. Now this prompt actually I have to give my pipeline object, that means inside my model, and model will give me the image matrix. Okay, so let me show you. So it is generating this image right now. I think currently in the chat GPT also it is having one model called GPT 4.0. Okay, so this model also can generate actually different image. So see, create an image for my presentation. Now if I click here, now see, it is utilizing something called GPT 4.0. See, if I click here, see, GPT 4.0 they are using. Now it is asking, just try to give any kinds of prompt. Let's say if I give same prompt here, let's see what happens. See, it is generating the image right now. So they're also using this kinds of diffusion model in the backend, multi-model. That means they are understanding the prompt, then they're generating the image. Okay. See, okay, this is the output I got. Now let's see from my model, actually, the model actually I'm referring from the Hugging Face. See, if I plot this image right now, you can see this is the results I got. Now see the chat GPT and see my results. Both are pretty good. Now you can also plot with the help of Matplotlib. It is also possible. First of all, I'm printing the prompt, then I'm printing the image. Okay. Now let me give another prompt. A girl is sitting on a chair and she is accompanied by her tiger. Make sure to keep it cinematic and color to be golden IDs. Okay. Now let me see the output. The same prompt you can give to the chat GPT as well. Let's see. So here I think I got the results. Now let me plot the image. See, this is the image I got, and see, this is the image I got from my chat GPT. So both are good, guys. Now I think you got it, how we can use these kinds of actually multi-model as well. Okay, if I want to, let's say, generate text to image or image to text, okay, everything is possible. Now if I show you, so if you just go to the Hugging Face model section, here, if you click on the model, now see, here you are having different tasks. Let's say you want to perform text to image generation. So here is the task, guys. Inside computer vision, you can select it. Now see, you are having different model. So here I was using diffusion model. You can also use any other model. Okay, see, that many of models are available, around 34,000 model. You can use any of the model. Okay, any of the model, and you can try. So this should be your task, guys. I will leave it to you. You can export any kinds of model from the hub itself. Okay, only select this task, text to image. Okay, now let's see if you want to perform image to text, that time select this one, and you can see the different model. Even if you want to see the example, open it up. They have also given the lots of example here. Okay, code snippet, everything they have given, you can learn from here. So this is the best platform, guys, if you want to deep dive inside Hugging Face. Fine. Now we'll be learning some parameters of the diffusion model. Like you can set some of the parameter. Okay, let's say you want actually different dimensional image, you want to, let's say, add some more parameter in that image, you can also do it. For this I created a function generate image, so it will take the pipeline object prompt as well as the parameter, and whatever things actually you will be assigning the parameter, it will set inside pipeline and it will render the image with the help of Matplotlib. So let me execute. See, that many of actually parameter you can play with, negative prompting, and now num inference step, height, weight, okay, and number of image per prompt. Okay, now let's say this is another prompt I have prepared. As of now, parameter I am not giving anything, it's empty. Now if I pass these are the thing inside my generate function, see, it will give me the image. So this is the prompt. Dreamlike beautiful girl playing the festival of color, wrapped in traditional Indian attire, throwing colors. Okay, this is my prompt. Now you can see, based on the prompt, it has given me one beautiful image. Okay, see, beautiful image it has generated. Now I can give any kinds of prompt. Let's say number of inference step, I have given 100. Now let's see what kinds of input I get. You can see the documentation of the, like this one. diffusers, you will see different actually parameter you're having there. See, this is another example. Now you can see both images are same. I can't see any difference. Now let's see with any other actually parameter. Let's say height. I want to change actually different height, height and weight. So for this, you can pass this height and weight parameter here. Now let me see. So now you can see, guys, I got the results and in a different height and width right now. So that's how you can play with different parameter. Now let's see another parameter, number per image prompt. That means if I want to, let's say, generate multiple images, that time I can give image number of images per prompt 2. That means it will give me 2 images right now. So here is the results. Now I'm getting 2 output from my image. Now let's say you want to get 3. You can give 3 here. Now let's also see the negative prompting. So here I have added negative prompt, ugly, destroyed, and low quality. Let's say this is my negative prompt. Now let's see whether it is able to generate or not. So right now you can see these results and these results. I think you can see the difference. This is a little bit low quality, and the prompt I have given ugly, destroyed, and low quality. So it is almost matching, I think. Fine. So yes, that's how we can use this kinds of like multi-model, and I can do the text to image generation. Fine. Now I already showed you we are having so many model, guys. Just try to explore from your end some of the model and try to like implement any kinds of projects. Fine. So guys, so far what we have learned. So we saw like how we can use the existing model from the Hugging Face. That means, let's say if you want to use any pre-trained model, model, you can directly use it. So you have to use something called pipeline. Okay, pipeline. For this, inside pipeline you have to mention the task you want to perform. Okay, let's say you want to perform sentiment analysis, you want to perform, let's say, translation, you want to perform, let's say, summarization, you can mention. Or else what you can do, you can also do the fine-tuning operation. Okay, fine-tuning of a pre-trained model. Okay, and I already showed you one fine-tuning example, like I did the text summarization. Okay, text summarization. So there I trained on top of my custom data. Now you can ask me when we have to use pre-trained model and when we have to do the fine-tuning operation. So let's say whenever you are having a problem statement, let's say you want to do text summarization only, okay, text summarization only. First of all, try to use the existing model, that means the pre-trained model. Okay, pre-trained model. Let's say I showed you one model, Google Pegasus, that CNN Daily Mail model. Try to use that model and try to see whether your model is able to give the correct, let's say, summary or not. Correct summary or not. If it is able to give the correct summary, then why you need to do the fine-tuning? Definitely not. You can use this model as it is, right? But let's say if your data is a little bit different, let's say you are using something called, let's say, banking data. Okay, banking data, banking related, let's say, conversation you are having. And this conversation is not working with that pre-trained model. That time what you can do, you can collect your own data. That means your custom data. Okay, custom data. And based on that, you can fine-tune one. Okay, fine-tune one pre-trained model. That means you are using one pre-trained model. On top of that, you are adding some more knowledge. Then this model will be able to also work with the banking data as well. This is the idea only. Okay, now I think you got it, when you have to use the pre-trained model and when you have to do the fine-tuning operation. It can be for all kinds of, let's say, model. It can be for the multi-model. It can be for the let's say, LLM model. It can be for the LM model. Any kinds of model actually it can be applied. Okay, so the model I showed you right now, this diffusion model, this text image generation model. Let's say if it is not able to generate the image the way actually you are giving the prompt, that time what you can do, you can fine-tune this model. It is also possible you can also fine-tune the diffusion model. And how to fine-tune? Again, they have given all the, let's say, article here. Fine-tuning, everything they have given. If you just go to their documentation, you will easily learn. Even I will also show you in future, okay, how we can do the fine-tuning of the large language model. For this, we'll be using another technique called PEFT. Okay, that means parameter efficient fine-tuning. What is PEFT? I will tell you. Parameter efficient fine-tuning, because what happens, these kinds of large language model is very huge. And I can't train this kinds of model actually on my this kinds of machine, the Google Colab actually I'm taking, because it's a huge model, huge parameter. For this, we have to follow this parameter efficient fine-tuning process. Okay, that time I'll discuss what is the use of that and how we can fine-tune those example on example and all. Okay, everything I'll try to clarify. As of now, I'm only exploring like the service actually it is having, so that you can get familiar with, okay, that are the things actually we can perform with this particular platform. Like how we can do text to speech generation with the LLM, okay, with the help of this Hugging Face platform. So again, I have to install this transformer library, because inside that only I'm having all the, let's say if I search for Hugging Face, so if I go to the model section, so now let's say we'll be working with the audios, that means text to speech. Now if I click on text to speech, see it is having actually different model, okay, different model actually it is having. But the model actually I'm going to use this model called Suno Bark small model. So this is one of the transformer based text to audio model created by Suno. Okay, now if you want to read about this, you can go ahead and try to read about this particular model. Even they were also given the example, even though they have also given the Colab notebook how we can use it. See, this is the Colab notebook they have given, but so many things they have written. So what I have done, I just simplified this notebook, and this notebook I created. Okay, now let me show you how we can perform the text to speech generation. Now for this, first of all, I have to import that pipeline from the transformer, and here is the text, guys. So this text actually I'll be converting to the audio. Now see, Python is a high level general purpose programming language. This is my text. Now in the pipeline, I want to perform text to speech, I have to give, and I have to give the model. So here I'm giving my model ID. This is my model ID, Bark small model. Then device is equal to CUDA, because I want to load my model inside my GPU. Now it will give you the output, and output would be a NumPy array. So let me show you. If I just execute this program, see, now if I print the output would be a NumPy array. Okay, now I have to convert this NumPy array to audio, that is audio frequency. For this I'll be using one library, IPython display audio. This library will be using, and I have to give this array as well as the sampling rate. Okay, so here you can see I'm passing my audio, that means this array, as well as the sampling rate. Now if I execute, it will automatically convert this array to the audio. Now see, if I play,
Python is a high-level general purpose programming language.
See, I think you heard of, okay, it is speaking that particular text. Now you can give any kinds of text, it will generate the speech for that. Fine. Now you can play with different model, guys. I already showed you it is having different model. You can try with different model. Okay. See, I was using this model, Bark small model. You can also use any other model. Okay, it's up to you. So that's how, guys, you can explore this Hugging Face. It's an amazing platform, and it's like very powerful platform, guys, in the field of generative AI or in the field of natural language processing. If you don't know about OpenAI, OpenAI is a platform for the generative AI. So with the help of OpenAI, you can implement any kinds of generative AI application. OpenAI provides lots of commercial large language model like GPT series. I think you already used Hugging Face, right? So this is the similar kinds of platform of the Hugging Face. So Hugging Face provides all the model, all the data set as free, but OpenAI provides actually everything as a paid. That means you have to take their subscription. So if you're taking their subscription, that time actually you can use their premium model. Apart from that, OpenAI provides some of the model for the free access, so that at least you can do some experiment, okay, with this model. But if you want to build let's say production grade application, that time they are suggesting to take their premium model. So guys, through couple of video we'll be learning about this OpenAI and its platform. So here we'll be learning all the services from the OpenAI, how we can use the entire OpenAI platform. So everything I'll show you here, how we can generate a OpenAI API key, how we can access like different model, okay, and how we can implement different application. So let's open our OpenAI platform. So guys, if you want to open this OpenAI platform, just search for OpenAI login. So you'll get the first website, OpenAI platform. So make sure you have one account. If you don't have account, you have to first of all create one account. And whenever you are creating an account, it will ask for your card. So try to add your card. So you will get initially actually $5 credit here. Okay. I think $5 credit you will get. Then once you use that $5 credits, then what you have to do, you have to pay for the services. Okay. Whatever services you will be using, whatever model you will be accessing. So based on that, you have to pay. Now you can ask me how much, let's say, money it will take. Okay, I'll tell you how much money actually it will charge. It will charge based on the token size. As of now, just try to see the overview of this OpenAI. Then I'll tell you each and everything. So here you can see, guys, after login, I'm getting two windows. One is like ChatGPT and this is like API. See, ChatGPT is also product of OpenAI. I think you already know, right? So this is my ChatGPT and this is the product of OpenAI. That means it is using GPT model. You can see if I click here, it is using GPT model. Okay, GPT model. So GPT has like different model variant, like GPT-3 is there, 3.5 is there, 4 is there. Even recently one model has published GPT-4o. And this is another like powerful model they have published. Apart from that, it is also having some multi-model, like it can generate text to image, like DALL-E model is also there, right? Then it can also, let's say, generate like text to text from a audio. That means a Whisper model they are using. So it is having actually different model. I'll tell you what are the model it is available. So first of all, click on the API part. So now see, this is the API interface, but as of now, I'll go to the playground. See, this is the playground. That means if you're opening this OpenAI for the first time, so what you can do, you can test different model here, you can see. But again, I'm telling you guys, you have to first of all create your account and make sure this $5 is let's say credited in your, let's say, account. Okay, otherwise you won't be able to use this playground. Okay, that means you won't be able to access these are the model. So make sure your account is active. Okay, then after that you will be using. So whatever, let's say, chat operation usually perform with the chat GPT, the same thing you can perform here. Okay, so here you can select different model, you can see. So by default it is GPT 3.5 Turbo. You can also take GPT 4 Omni, GPT 3.5 Turbo 16K. Okay, that's how different model it is available. Okay, so here you can give the prompt and here you can pass the system instruction. So I'll tell you about that, what is system instruction. So whenever, let's say, we are using GPT model, we are having two kinds of, let's say, API. The chat completion API, another is like the completion API. Okay, so both has the difference, I'll tell you. Now here you can also perform the assistant related task. Let's say if you want to create your own assistant, okay, you can also use this service. You can also do the text to speech generation, okay, with the help of this OpenAI. You can also perform the completion operation, that means sentence completion operation. So you can write one sentence, it will complete the entire sentence, or let's say entire story. Okay, so all kinds of model it is available. Even it is also having DALL-E model. Apart from that, actually they are also having something called DALL-E model. DALL-E is a text to image generation model. If you are giving any kinds of prompt, it will generate image for you. Nowadays in the ChatGPT also they integrated this functionality. Let me show you. So this is what I will select, create an image. Now it is asking for a prompt. Okay, it is asking from a prompt. So let's give a prompt. A dog is flying on the sky. Let's see, this is my prompt. Let's see. Now see, it is generating the image. So guys, as you can see, this is the result I got. That means here I passed the text prompt and it is generating the image. Okay, so like that, they also have one model called DALL-E, DALL-E 2. Let me show you. So DALL-E 2. So this is one of the model. I think recently they have also published DALL-E 3. Okay, DALL-E 3 is also there. So this is actually text to image generation model. You can give different prompt. Based on that, actually it will generate an image, right? So guys, you can open this playground and you can test different model, okay, as per your requirement. Now let's go to the dashboard. So let's say you want to create like generative AI application without writing code. So what you can do, you can use their UI interface. So from here, actually you can create different assistant system and all. If you want to fine tune, these are the model, that means GPT model, you can also fine tune from this these services. It is also possible. Then it is also having batches, storage. Storage means it provides one vector database services. So you can also use the vector database services to store your vector representation. And no need to worry. I will also discuss about this vector database, why it is required, and why we'll be using vector database with our large language model. And if you click on the uses, you will see like your uses limit. That means, let's say if you are having $5 credit, so how much you have used here. So everything it will show you here. Now you can also generate the API key. I'll tell you how to generate the API key. So with the help of this API key, actually you will be interacting with our OpenAI platform. Okay, otherwise you can't use those are the model, okay, without this API. See, all the model actually they have hosted in their server, so you don't need to download this model in your system. Everything will be accessing through the API. Okay, this is the best part here. Now this is the documentation, guys. You can see related all the tasks they created the documentation. Let's say if you want to perform any kinds of task, if you want to see the models, like what the model it is having. See, these are the models actually it is having. So GPT-4o, GPT-4o mini, GPT 3.5 Turbo, DALL-E. I already told you about DALL-E. TTS, that means text to speech, Whisper. So you can see Whisper is a model. It general purpose speech recognition model. It is trained on large dataset of diverse audio and is also multitask model that can perform multilingual speech recognition. That means it's a speech model actually. Even it can also work with different languages. Okay. Even it is also having embedding model. With the help of embedding model, we can generate vectors. And why we have to generate the vectors, I think I already told you now in the text pre-processing and text representation session. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to let's say convert our text to embedding representation for our model. Let's say you want to fine tune. Okay, you want to fine tune this OpenAI model. That time what you have to do, you have to use this embeddings, okay, to fine tune. let's say you want to create any kinds of generative AI application, definitely you have to first of all generate the embeddings, okay, of that particular text, whatever documents you are having. So that's why embedding models are required. We'll also learning how we can use this embedding model whenever we'll be doing the projects. That time actually we'll be learning. Now it is having also some GPT based model, you can see. So these are the GPT based model. Okay, this is called actually completion model. We can use completion API only, okay, to use this model. I'll tell you how to use them and all. See, everything they have given, okay, everything they have given. Let's say if you want to do the fine tuning, so there is a fine tuning guide they have also given, okay. So all the information they have given in the documentation, and this is the one of the best resources to learn this OpenAI. If you want to, let's say, learn anything, just go to the documentation. They have the proper explanation with the code sample as well, okay. Great. Now this is the API reference. Now if I click on the API reference, you can see this is the API reference. That means, let's say if I want to use their let's say model and all, how to call call with the help of API, even how to call with the help of Python code, okay, everything they have given as an example. You can see different example they have given, but you can see there are so many things they have written, but I don't need all the, let's say, concept here. So whatever actually, let's say, concept you need to master this OpenAI, so I will show you each and everything. That means we'll be learning about chat completion API, and we'll be learning another super important concept, which is nothing but function calling, okay, OpenAI function calling. So these are the things we have to learn here. So yes guys, this is the overview, and this is the introduction of the OpenAI. I hope you cleared. Now in the next video, we'll be generating one OpenAI API key, okay. Then after that, actually we'll be doing some hands-on on this OpenAI. That means we'll be accessing different model with the help of API key. So to generate the OpenAI API key, so first of all, just click on the dashboard, and here left hand side you will see one option called API key. Just click here, and now see, I already created one API key previously, that's why it's showing, but for you it would be completely empty. Now if you want to create a new API key, just click on create a new secret API key. Now give the name. Let's say I want to give, let's say, test1, or anything you can give, it's up to you. Now what you can do, you can give the permission, only read only permission, or whether it's restricted, okay. You can give different permission, but I want to give permission for everything. Let's say I want to read, I want to write, everything I want to do. That's why I will be selecting all. Now I will just simply create the secret key. Now see, this is the secret key, guys. Just try to copy and try to save it somewhere, and don't share the secret key with anyone, otherwise they will able to access your account, okay. I'll remove it after the recording, that's why I'm showing you. Now just click on done. Now see, your API has created. That's actually you can create different API key, and with the help of one API key you can also create multiple projects, so there is no issue with that. So guys, I think you remember I was talking about this playground, and I told you with the help of playground you can do different tasks, and you can use different model, okay. Now see, this model is having some of the parameter, okay. So these are the parameter it is having. So going forward, whenever we'll be accessing these are the model through Python code, we'll be also using these are the parameter, right? So the first parameter you can see called temperature. So what is temperature parameter? See, temperature is a parameter. If you decrease the temperature parameter close to 0, that means you are telling your model, just try to be stick, okay, with the, let's say, prompt, whatever prompt user is giving. No need to take any kinds of risk, and don't generate any kinds of random output. If you are not sure, try to give I'm not sure, I'm not able to generate, but don't give any kinds of random output. That means you are giving the restriction to the model, okay. It will only work with the true, okay, true generation, okay, true data generation, okay. This is what actually temperature parameter do. That means you can decrease close to 0. That means if you want to get a more stick output, that time you can give close to 0, and if it is close to 1, that means you are telling your model, try to take risk, okay. Whatever response you are generating, it doesn't matter, but try to be more creative here, okay. This is the idea here. There is another parameter called maximum token. Maximum token means like you are setting the maximum tokens. Let's say whenever you are giving any kinds of prompt to the model, and model is giving any let's say model is giving output, right, and it is also a token, okay. It is also a token, and you can set the token limit, like how many tokens you want to get as an output. So that time actually you can set this maximum token. Let's say maximum token is 256. It will give you 256 token output, okay. I'll discuss about these tokens. So there is a token counter inside this OpenAI. With the help of, you can also count the token. Then there is another one called top P. Top P is nothing but like how many, let's say, output you want to generate from the model, how many response you want to generate from the model. Let's say top P is equal to 1, your model will give you only 1 response. Let's say top P is equal to 2, your model will give you 2 response, okay. And from the 2 response you can select which one is the best, okay. That's how we can play with these are the parameter. So if you want to learn more about it, you can simply hover. So they will give you the description of this parameter and all. So these are the parameter actually we'll be using frequently. That's why I already told you here. So guys, yes, this is all from this video. So in the next video, we'll be doing the environment setup, like we'll be doing our local environment setup, like what are the tools and let's say services you need for this generative AI project implementation. We'll be doing all the setup. Then after that, we'll be performing the hands-on, okay, of this OpenAI platform. Let's say sometimes actually we'll be using cloud services, sometimes actually we'll be using local setup, okay. So that's why for the local setup, what are the tools and technology we need, everything will be making the setup in this video. So the first tools actually you need, which is nothing but Anaconda, okay, Anaconda distribution. So this will give you actually Python interpreter. So inside that actually we'll be creating the environment, we'll be setting the package, okay, and we'll be implementing our generative AI application. So if you have already Anaconda in your system, it's completely fine. But if you don't have, what you can do, you can simply click on free download and you can download this particular Anaconda in your system. So I already installed Anaconda. So let me show you. So this is my Anaconda, guys. So if you have installed successfully, you will see these kinds of window like Anaconda prompt, Anaconda navigator. If you're getting this kinds of window, that means your installation is completed. And the installation process is very simple. Only just click on next and install the tool, okay, in your system. Now the next thing you need, which is nothing but Visual Code Studio. Why we need the Visual Code Studio? Because see, we'll be writing the code, okay, and to write the code I need a code editor, right? That means IDE, integrated development environment. So either you can use PyCharm, either you can use Visual Code Studio, but personally I prefer Visual Code Studio. That's why I'll be using Visual Code Studio in this particular course. Fine. So again, you can install with respect to your requirement, whatever operating system you're using, you can install this Visual Code Studio in your system. Now the next thing we need, the Git, okay. Git is nothing but it's a, let's say, client for the GitHub. I think you know, if you have already familiar with GitHub. So if you want to, let's say, commit any kinds of code in the GitHub, what you need this Git client, okay. And if you install the Git, actually will get one a bash terminal, which is called actually Git bash, okay. So sometimes actually we need this Git bash because with the help of Git bash, actually we'll be executing different Linux command. Because going forward, we'll be implementing generative AI end-to-end projects. So there I need this Git bash to execute some of the Linux related command, okay. So that's why make sure you have this Git bash installed in your system, fine. And again, you can install from here. Just click on this button and it will download it. Then you can do the next and you can install this Git bash in your system. So as of now, these three tools actually I need for your local setup. And once this setup is ready, guys, then I think we can start our implementation. So in the next video, I'll show you the hands-on on this OpenAI. That means we'll be accessing different models. We'll be exploring chat, like completion API will be exploring, or completion API will be exploring function calling of the OpenAI. Okay, everything will be exploring one by one. So as I already told you, OpenAI having two kinds of API. That means if you want to use OpenAI model, it is having two kinds of model. One is like chat completion model. One is like completion model. So we'll be exploring both of them. So here you can see we are having different models. So these are the model actually related chat completion model. You can see these are the chat completion model. And apart from that, it is also having completion model. So if you go to the base model section, so I think there is an option called base model. Let me find. So here is the base model, guys, GPT base model. And this model is nothing but it's a completion model. Okay, it's a completion API. Now, what is the difference between chat completion model and completion model? I'll tell you. So before that, what I will do, I'll just open up my Visual Code Studio, and there I will do the OpenAI, let's say, package setup, and we'll set our API key and we'll start our implementation. So what I can do, I can open up my local folder, and inside that you can create a folder. Let's say I will create OpenAI. Okay, OpenAI demo. Inside that, I'm going to open up my Visual Code Studio. So this is my Visual Code Studio, guys. Let me zoom. Then I will also open up my terminal. You can also open up your terminal, Git bash, okay, whatever you are using, you can open it here. See, I have opened up my Git bash. You can also open up your Anaconda prompt, whatever actually you are using, whatever terminal you are using, you can open it here, okay. So I have integrated my Anaconda with my Git bash. That's why you can see base has been activated, okay. You can also integrate Anaconda with your, let's say, Git bash. For this, you can simply search on Google. You will see the process, okay, how we can set your Anaconda with your Git bash. Otherwise, you can also use your Anaconda directly. Okay, it will also work. Okay, anything you can use. I'm using my Git bash here. Fine. Now here the first thing will be setting our OpenAI package. See, if you want to use OpenAI, so you have to install one package actually. So if you go to their documentation, let me show you. So this is the OpenAI. So if you go to the quick start section, so first thing what you have to do, you have to export your OpenAI API key. That means you have to first of all collect your OpenAI API key and you have to add it there. Okay, so we have already collected our OpenAI API key. I think you remember. Then second thing what you have to do, you have to install one package called OpenAI. Okay, with the help of OpenAI package, you can access all the model. That means you can access all the, let's say, chat completion API, everything you can access here. Okay, now see, you can access different model. Okay, you only need to give the model name and you can access the model. Fine. So let me first of all install this package. So I'll go to my VS Code and here I'll create a file called requirement. Okay, requirements.txt. So the first package actually I'm going to install called OpenAI. So here I'll be installing one specific version of the OpenAI, that's 0.28. Why 0.28? Because this is the stable version. So see, OpenAI has different version. Even currently they have updated their package. So in the updated package, what happens actually, so sometimes actually we'll get the error. So that's why I'm using one specific version. You can also install the latest version, it will also work fine. Now the next package actually I need pandas. Why pandas? Because I want to list down all the, let's say, OpenAI model through my code and I want to show as a data frame. That's why I need this pandas library. Then another library I need called python.env. Why .env? Because I need to manage that secret key. Okay, secret API key, whatever API key you have collected from our OpenAI, right? .env. So with the python.env package, you can easily manage this API. That means we'll be creating a .env folder. Okay, inside that we'll be writing that OpenAI API key. Okay, this is the idea. So here, let me paste my OpenAI API key, guys. So this is my OpenAI API key, guys. I have already pasted. And here you have to give this particular key name. And here you have to give this key name, OpenAI API key equal to, you have to pass your API key here. Whatever API key you have created. Okay, I think you remember in the double quotation. Now let me save. Fine. Now let's me install this requirement. So guys, before installing, these are the packages. First of all, you have to create a virtual environment here. So to create the virtual environment, you can execute this command conda create -n. Give the name of the environment. Let's say I will give OpenAI. Okay, OpenAI demo. This is my environment name. And I have to specify my Python. So here I'll be using Python 3.10 and -y. And why 3.10? Because again 3.10 is the stable version of the Python. Okay, that's why we're using, because it supports all the library. Okay, and -y means I want to create, I am giving the yes permission. Now see, if I execute the command, it will create the 3.10 environment inside my Anaconda. Then after that we'll be activating, then we'll be installing all the requirements there. This is the idea. So guys, as you can see, my environment is created. Now I have to activate it. So to activate, this is the command conda activate OpenAI demo. Okay, it should be activate, sorry. Now see, my environment is activated. Now I'll be installing this package. So I'll just write pip install -r requirement.txt. So it will install all the packages one by one here. So as you can see, my installation is completed. Now let me clear my terminal. Now here, first of all, what I will do, I'll create a Jupyter Notebook file. I'll just click on new file. And I'll create a file, let's say OpenAI demo 1.ipynb. Okay, ipynb file is a Jupyter Notebook file, and here you need to select the kernel. I'll select my Python environment. So the environment I created called OpenAI demo. So let me refresh. See, OpenAI demo is there. I'll select it. Now if you want to test it, just give the any kinds of, let's say, code here. Let's say print hello, it should execute. Now see guys, it needs this ipykernel package to run this Jupyter Notebook. So let me install. I'll click on install. So it will install all the necessary things. It needs to run this Jupyter Notebook. After that, you will see that this code would be executed here. So let's wait. So as you can see, all the necessary package has installed, and now I'm able to execute my code in my Jupyter Notebook. Fine. All right. Now we'll be importing some of the library here. So let me import operating system. Then I need my OpenAI. Then I also need .env. So to import the .env, you have to import like that from .env import load.env. Okay, load.env. Now see, if I execute, it will import all the library. Now if you want to check any version of any package, simply you can write this command. So pip show. Let's say I want to see the OpenAI version. I'll give OpenAI here. Now see, it will show you the summary of the OpenAI name, version, summary, okay, homepage, author, everything it will give you. Okay, now the first thing what I have to do, I have to set my OpenAI API key. If you check the documentation, I showed you in the documentation, this one, this documentation. If you check the documentation, so the first thing what you have to do, you have to set the OpenAI API key. Okay, and if you're using Python program, so that time you can set the OpenAI API key like that. So just call your OpenAI package, and inside OpenAI package we have one attribute called OpenAI API key. Okay, API key. So equal to first of all, what I have to do, I have to load my API key. So to load the API key, and to load this API key from the .env folder, what you have to do, you have to take the help from load env package we have imported, right? So just try to write load.env. Okay, now after that, just write this one os dot get env. Okay, get env. Inside that you have to pass the key name. So key name is nothing but this is my key name, OpenAI API key. I'll pass it here. Okay, and it will give you OpenAI API key. I'll store it here. Now see, if I simply print it, now see, it should load the API key. Now see, it is loading my entire API key. Fine. Now let me comment it as of now. I don't need to show. Now this OpenAI API key, I'll pass it here. Now see, if I execute this code, so it has set my OpenAI API key, okay, inside my environment. Okay, you don't need to do anything. That means OpenAI will automatically load this API key right now from the package itself. Okay. Now, as I already told you, OpenAI is having different model. So if I click on the model section, you'll see different models is there. So if you want to list down all the models, so what you can do, you can use this code snippet. So OpenAI dot model dot list. Okay, it will give you the entire list of all the model. Now see, if I execute, now see, it is giving me all the list of the model it is having. But I want to only see the data. Okay, so here I'll filter out the data. Now see, these are the model. Now if I want to show as a data frame, what I can do, I can use pd.dataframe. I have to import pandas first of all. So import pandas as pd. Now pd.dataframe, and inside that I'll pass this data, whatever I'm getting. Fine. Now see, if I execute, it will give me as a data frame. Now see, all the model ID, object, created date, as well as the owned by. Okay, see, everything it is showing. Now see, you can see different model. Now, as I already told you, there are two kinds of API you will get. One is like chat completion API, and there is guide completion API. So here you can see we are having different model. So if I want to use, these are the model. First of all, we have to know what are the models actually. My chat completion model, and what are the models actually only completion model. That means when I have to use the chat completion API, when I have to use the completion API. So for this, you can simply go to the model section. Now let's say you want to use this GPT 3.5 Turbo. If I click here, now see, this model is a chat completion API model. Okay, if you want to use this model, you have to use the chat completion API. And if I go to the base model section, so this is a completion API. That means you have to use completion API for this model. Okay, now let me show you some example of chat completion and completion API. So first of all, let's try to see the completion API demo. Okay, let's say I want to use this GPT 3.5 Turbo model. GPT 3.5 Turbo model. See, so again, if I go to the documentation, so here is the model, guys, GPT 3.5 Turbo. I have to use chat completion API. And how to use chat completion API? If you click here, that means you have to use chat.completion, okay, .create this particular code snippet. So let me show you. You can also write like that. So here, I'll just call OpenAI dot chat completion. There is directly one function you will get called chat completion. Then you can call this create, okay, create one. And inside that, first of all, you have to give the model name. Let's say model is equal to, I want to use which model? GPT 3.5 Turbo. So this is the model. So you have to give the name like that. Fine. Okay. Now the second parameter, you have to pass the masses. Okay, and masses should be a list here. Now see how to write the masses. So they have already given the example. That means the first thing what you have to give the role. So role you are giving system. Okay, system. You are a helpful assistant. That means you are giving a system prompt here. I think you know, like large language model is all about prompt. Okay, you have to give the prompt here. Then you are giving the user prompt. That means whatever user want to ask, so user will give it here. So let me show you how we can pass this prompt. So the first thing what I have to do, guys, I already written. So the first thing you have to give the role as a system. That means you are, so here the first role you have to give as a system. That means you are giving the system prompt. And what is the content of the system prompt? you are a helpful assistant. You can give any kinds of prompt here. Let's say you are a helpful assistant, you are a helpful translator, you are a helpful, let's say, chatbot. Anything you can give the prompt here. So going forward, we'll be also learning about prompt engineering. There actually I'll try to clarify what are the prompts actually you are having. Okay, different prompt you can set here. Now the second role you are giving as a user, that means whatever user will ask. Okay, whatever user will ask. So if you open the ChatGPT also, in the ChatGPT backend, they have given the system prompt as well as the user prompt. That means as a user, we give our prompt in the ChatGPT, but in the backend, they have given the system prompt. Okay, in the ChatGPT, that is the idea. Fine. Now let's give one prompt as a user here. So let's say prompt is equal to, I'll give, let's say, hello, how are you? So this prompt, here it will come, okay, as a user prompt. Now it will give me one response, and that response I'll print here simply. Okay, now see if I execute the program, so it will give me the response. So it is giving invalid request added, missing required parameter message, you provide message. Okay, so let me check. So it should be messages, okay, not masses. Now see, it should work. Now see, it is giving me the response right now, and here is the response, guys. Okay, if I show you, so here is the response. Hello, I am here ready to assist you. How I can help you today? If I want to extract this content only, that means this, let's say, response only, what I can do? So simply I can copy this example as it is, and here let me paste. So here you can see, first of all, I have to go to the choices, okay, because it's a dictionary. I have to take the choices. So let's take choice. First of all, I'll take the choice. Now choice is nothing but it's a list. So I will take the first, let's say, item of the list. Now I have to go inside the masses. Now I need the content only. Now see, it will give me the content only. Okay, hello, I'm just a computer program, so I don't have any feelings, but I am here to ready to help you. How I can assist you? Because every time whenever you will execute this program, it will give you different response. Okay, it will generate different response for you. This is the idea. Fine. Now what is the main benefit to use this chat completion API? That means chat completion model. See, in the chat completion model, you can pass multiple prompt. Okay, here you can pass multiple prompt. So how? Let me show you. So here I have given one example. So this is the example, guys. See, here I have created actually 3 prompt. Hello, how are you? Second prompt, I am 25 years old. I'm a programmer. Now third prompt I have given, tell me about me. That means in the prompt itself, I have given my data and I'm asking, tell me about me. Now see, the same way I have created my chat completion API. I have initialized my model, and in the message section right now, you can see the first role actually I have given the system role. That means you are a helpful assistant. Second role I have given my first prompt. Third role I have given my second prompt, and fourth role I have given my prompt 3. Okay, that means you can pass multiple prompt here. This is the main benefit to use this chat completion API. That means in the chat GPT also. So if I go to my chat GPT, let's say, here I give my data. Hey, I am, let's say I'll give the same prompt here. This is the prompt I want to give. I'm 25 years old. I'm a programmer. Now you can see memory updated. It has memory updated, right? Now if I give this prompt, tell me about me. Now it is telling you are 25 years old programmer who created courses and playlist. Okay, see, now it is giving me the answer related my information, because it has remembered. Okay, it has remembered my previous prompt. So this is what actually they're using, something called chat completion model. That means it can understand multiple prompt. Okay, not one prompt. It can understand multiple prompting. So here you can see I have given one demo. So I'm giving the same thing. Hello, how are you? I'm 25 years old. I'm a programmer. Tell me about me. Now see, if I execute the program right now, it will able to give me the answer. See, based on the information you provided, you are 25 years old programmer. Is there anything specific you would like to know or discuss? I hope it is clear now. What is the use of chat completion API? And Oh, and what is the benefit to use the chat completion API model? That means chat completion model. Got it? Great. Now we'll be tweaking some of the parameter here. So the first parameter will be tweaking, which is nothing but max token. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll copy the same example, my previous example. Now instead of asking this question, I'll write what is Python. Let's say this is my question. Okay. Now there is a parameter you can set called max token. Max underscore token. Let's say I want to generate only 25 tokens. Okay, 25 tokens. Now see, if I execute the program right now, it will only give me 25 tokens output. Now if you want to see that, you can copy and you can go to the OpenAI token. Okay, tokenizer. Now go to the first website. Now here you can simply give it this particular, let's say, a response you have copied. Now you can see maximum token 25. That means whatever token limit you have set, so it will give you that particular token output only. Now if you want to see the detailed information, you can simply print the response instead of printing the content. Now see. So now if I execute this program, you'll see that my completion token 25. Fine. Now it will charge you based on the token limit. So if you can go to the OpenAI pricing. So in the pricing section, they have given how it will charge you. So guys, as you can see, this is the OpenAI pricing page. So here they have given the pricing as per the token limit. You can see this is the input token, this is the output token. That means if your input token is that much, that means 1 million. And if your output token is, let's say, 1 million, so you will charge that many of dollar. Okay, that much of dollar. So you can see this different examples. So this is GPT-4o mini. This is the embedding model. You can see if your input token limit is 1 million token, and if your output token is, also 1 million tokens, so he will get 0.020, okay, $20 only. It's like very less amount. Now see different model with respect to their different price. Okay, so you can check all the models, see audio model as well as the image model, assistant API. Okay, see whatever assistant API actually you will be using, and vector source. Okay, every model they have given the pricing. Okay, every model they have given the pricing. So that means it will charge based on the token limits. Let's say whatever token it is giving you the output, as well as the whatever tokens actually it is receiving as an input. It will first of all do the count operation. How it will do the count operation? So with the help of this tokenizer. So they have one inbuilt tokenizer inside that it will automatically make the count. Now you can see I'm having total 141 character. Now you can see like how many character they are considering to calculate only one token. I think 4 to 5. Okay, 4 to 5 character they are considering to count one token here. Okay, this is the idea. So here they have written, you can see a helpful rule of thumb is that one token generally correspond to 4 characters. Okay, whether it's a 4 character or sometimes it would be more than 4 character of text for the common English text. Okay, this is called actually one token. So they have given each and everything you can export here. Now let's get back to my code editor. Now I think this parameter is clear. Okay, what is max tokens here? Now I think you remember in the playground also I showed you this parameter. So if I go to the playground, see in the playground also I showed you this parameter max token. Okay, now it is, I think it is clear. Now I'll show you the next parameter right now. So the next parameter is nothing but our temperature parameter. So you can see I've given the same example, but one parameter I'm using called temperature. And I already told you what is temperature parameter means. It will give the randomness, okay, randomness to the response, like how much randomness you need. Let's say if it is close to 0, your model will be more stick to the, let's say, prompt you have given. And if it is close to 1, that means it will try to take some risk and it will generate some random output as well. Now let's say here I have given 0.6. That means I'm telling my model try to be actually balanced, okay, balanced with the prompt user is giving. Try to give some creativity somehow. Even also try to be strict with the prompt user has given. Now see if I execute the program. Now see, now the response actually I'm getting, this is the this little bit different response from the previous response you can see. So here is the response I was getting. Python is a high level internet programming language, simplicity and reusability. It supports multiple paradigms. Okay, Now see, this is the another response actually I'm getting. Okay, that's how you can increase and decrease this parameter size. But what I saw, like people are using this parameter around 0.5 to 0.6 to 7 like that. Okay, no need to decrease and no need to increase much. But if you sometimes need it, you can increase, otherwise you can decrease. Okay, it's up to you. Now there is another one, that n parameter. N parameter means it will give you like how many response you need from the model. Let's say if n is equal to 2, it will give me 2 response. Now if I execute the program, see, it has given me 2 response. So this is 1 response and this is another response. Now if it is 3, it will give you 3 response. See, 1 response, 2 response, and if I open in a text editor, 2 response, this is 1, this is 2, and this 3. Okay, that's how you can get multiple response if you want. So this is called actually n parameter, like number of response you want to get here. Great. So yes, these are the parameter you can play with, guys, because these are the parameter we'll be using frequently. Now see, with the help of chat completion model, you can perform different tasks. So let me show you. So you can give different prompt. So let's say here I have given a prompt, give me a sentiment of this sentence. Okay, this movie is amazing. Now I think you know this sentiment would be positive. Now let's see whether my model is giving me right answer or not. Now see, this sentiment of the sentence, this movie is amazing, it's a positive. That means it's working fine. Now apart from that, you can also give any other prompt. Let's say I'm given, give me the Hindi translation of this sentence, this movie is amazing. Now see, it should give me the Hindi translation. See, so whatever things we used to perform in the chat GPT, na? Okay, that means we can perform multiple tasks. I want to do language translation, then sentiment analysis, anything I can perform here. The same thing you can also do here. Okay, because it is using the same model only. Okay, and we're able to access those model with the help of API key. That means whenever you are sending this request, it is first of all calling that API, and API is actually hitting the model, and model is giving me the response, and this response actually we are able to see. This is the idea only. I hope you clear. Now let me show you another prompt. Let's say detect the language of this sentence, this movie is amazing. So the language should be English. See, it is an English language. Okay, now you can also generate code. Okay, you can also generate code with, these are the model. So I've given a prompt, give me a Python code to add 2 numbers. Now let me see. See, this is the code I have given to add. So here I got the code to add 2 numbers in Python. Okay, so that's how actually we can create different application with these are the large language model. Fine. So yes guys, this is all about our chat completion API. Now let's try to export the completion API as well. So as I already told you, so here is the definition of completion API, guys. You can see hooks you up with text completion from a single prompt. That means it can only support single prompt. You can only pass 1 prompt here. In the other hand, actually in the chat completion, you can give multiple prompt to keep the conversation flow intact. Okay, as I already told you, you can give multiple prompt, and that prompt actually this model can remember. But in the completion API, you can only pass the 1 prompt here. Okay, this is the idea. In completion API, you can pass only 1 prompt. Now, if I show you some completion model section, and let's say this is the GPT base. So this is use actually completion API, and these are the model are available related completion API. Okay. Now let me use this Babbage 002 model, and let me show you one example. See, if you want to use completion API, that time you have to call this completion OpenAI dot completion. Okay, OpenAI dot completion dot create, not chat completion. You have to call completion only, and inside that you have to give the model first of all, which model you want to use. Let's say I want to use this Babbage model, that Babbage model. Okay, and it will take the prompt. So let me define a prompt here. Let's say this is the prompt. Okay, what is Python? This prompt, I'll pass it here. Now I'll print the response. Okay, now if I execute, now see, it is giving you the response. Okay, it is giving you the response. So that's how actually you can give actually only single prompt here, and whatever, let's say parameter you saw, temperature, then maximum token, then n parameter, you can also give the same parameter in the completion API as well. Okay, it will also work. But see, we'll be using the chat completion API a lot. We'll be using chat completion model a lot going forward. Okay, because I have seen like people are using this chat completion model a lot instead of completion API, because here we can pass multiple prompt. Okay, this is the main advantage. Okay, I hope it is clear. So yes, guys, this is all about our chat completion API as well as the completion API. And this is all about a hands-on part on the OpenAI platform. Okay, because see, going forward, we'll be using these are the concept only to implement any kinds of project. Even I will also implement some of the project. I'll tell you how we can implement different projects with the help of OpenAI. That time also you'll see I'll be using these are the concept only. Okay, now in the next video we'll be learning about another super important concept inside OpenAI called function calling. Okay, again it's the very powerful concept inside OpenAI. So we'll be learning that function calling. See, first of all, you have to understand what is function calling and what is the use of the function calling. So for this, I will go to my Blackboard and there I'll try to clarify. Okay. See, function calling helps the OpenAI model to interact with different third-party API. Let's say here you are having one API. Let's say here you are having one API. Okay. Let's say you are using one databases. Okay, databases. So let's say with the help of API, you are hitting the database and database is giving you some kinds of response, which is nothing but a JSON response. Because most of the time, whenever you will use API, right? API to hit any kinds of website or database, you will get the JSON output. Let's say this is a weather. Okay, weather data database. And with the help of weather API, you are hitting this website and it is giving you the JSON response. That means weather related data. Now what you can do with the help of function calling. Okay, with the help of function calling inside OpenAI, you can use OpenAI API, okay, to interact with this model. Because let's say this is my large language model, okay, OpenAI model. Now with the help of OpenAI API key, what I can do, I can interact with this model. That means with the help of function calling, what it can perform, okay, it can perform the communication with this data. Communication with this data. That means this model can directly communicate with this data. That means whatever response you are getting from this database or let's say API, you can directly communicate. Okay, you can directly communicate with the help of your large language model. Okay, this is the main power actually this function calling will provides. Okay, that means you don't need to manually extract this information and manually let's say feed inside your model. You don't need to do like that. You'll be using function calling, and what your model will try to do, it will directly let's say communicate with this particular response. Whatever JSON, whatever response you are getting, it will directly do the communication. Okay, so that's why with the function calling, my large language model will be capable enough to communicate with any kinds of third-party API. Okay, third-party API. This is the main benefit to use this one. And without this function calling, what you have to do, you have to manually extract the data and you have to manually fine-tune this model. Okay, manually fine-tune this model, and again it's a very hectic task, right? Because again it's a large language model and you can't do the fine-tune easily. Okay, and again it is having lots of cost involvement. So that's why this function calling helps us to do this communication. That means instead of like feeding the data in my model directly, function calling will try to make the communication between my response of like API response I'm getting and this particular model. Okay, this model will try to communicate with my output. Okay, it can be any kinds of API. It can be not only weather API, it can be any kinds of API, any third-party data. Okay, so that's why OpenAI supports actually different third-party actually integration. You can connect like different platform. You can connect let's say Slack. You can connect let's say different website. You can connect different database. Okay, directly you can connect. And it can directly do the communication with the help of function calling. Okay, now let me show you one example. I think then this part would be more clear. So what I'll do, I'll go to my code editor, and here I already created one file. You can see now we'll be exploring the function calling here. Again, what I will do, I'll import all of the library. Then I'll select my kernel and I'll set my environment variable. Now I can use the same example from here just to test whether everything is working fine or not. I can copy. See, everything is working fine. Okay, there is no issue. Instead of printing all the response, I can only print the content. So as I already told you, it can actually communicate with any kinds of third-party API. So as a third-party API, what I will do, I will use one API here. So called Rapid API. Okay, Rapid API. So inside Rapid API, you are having different API, whether it's a weather API, okay, any kinds of API it is available. So this is the link. So let me open this link, guys. I will search on Google. So this is the rapidopenai.com. and make sure you have created one account. So for me, I already created one account. Okay, for you also you have to create one account. Now here what you have to do, you have to search for the API. Now simply left hand side you can click on view all categories. Now I need actually weather API, so I'll simply search here weather. Now see different weather API is coming, but I need this AI weather by Metro Source. Okay, this one I'll click here. Now see, initially if you're doing it for the first time, you will see one button here, subscribe. Okay, subscribe to the API. You have to do the subscription. That means you have to take the basic plan, that free plan. Okay, you can also take the premium subscription, but you can take the free plan. Free plan actually will give you some of the API request you can hit, right? Now I already do the subscription, that's why it's showing me test endpoint. Now simply what you need to do, you need to copy this code snippet. Copy this code snippet, and with the help of that, I have written a function. Let me show you. So this is the function I have written. So the function name is get current weather. Okay, so it will take the location and it will return you the current weather in that particular location. Okay, see, this is the UI. That means the same code, na? Here, see, the same code actually I've copy pasted. Same code I've copy pasted. You can see the same code I've copy pasted, and this is my API key, Rapid API key, and this is my Rapid API host. And don't share with anyone, otherwise they will also able to access your account. Okay, I'll delete it after the recording. Now with the help of request package, I'm sending the request and it will give you the response, and that response actually I'm doing the returning, and as a JSON format, because I already told you na, that's any kinds of API will give you as a JSON response, and that particular JSON response I want to do the communication with my large language model. Okay, this is the idea. Now I think yeah, everything is fine. Now let me execute this function. Now if you want to test what I can do, I can call this function. Inside that I can give any location. Let's say I will give Delhi, and it will give me response. Now see, Delhi place ID, area, India, latitude, longitude. Okay, see all the information it is giving me. Okay, all the information it is giving me related Delhi. You can give any kinds of place. Okay, it's up to you. You can give Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai. Okay, anything you can pass here. Now if I show you the response, so this is the response. Okay, so this is the response I'm getting as a JSON. Fine. Now what I will do, I'll just connect my large language model with this response. Okay, with the help of function calling. For this you need to create a functions. See, this is the function format you have to follow. It's actually, you can see again, it's a kinds of JSON format only. So you can see I have written a list, inside that I have mentioned a dictionary only. Okay, so this is called actually function. Again, if you go to the documentation, if I go to the documentation, let's say documentation, so they have one function calling. You can also search here, function calling. See, whatever things I explained, they have written here also. Now see, this is the format you have to follow. Okay, this is the format you have to follow. That's how you can write the function calling here. So I already simplified this thing and I written a function. Okay, so similar like format you can also follow. Now first thing you have to give the name. So current, get current weather. So I've written my function name here. You can see is the function name, get current weather. That means this will hit that particular function because this is my third-party API. Okay, you can also consider database here, but as of now I'm considering the function. Now this is the description, get the current weather in given location, parameter, object, properties, location, string, and the final thing, required location. That means it needs the location. Okay, if it needs to give any kinds of output, first of all it needs the location because my function takes the location out input. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now let me initialize my functions. Now I think remember whenever I was using this chat completion API, okay, chat completion model, that means I can give multiple prompt. I can add multiple prompt. Okay, in that particular, let's say message section. So that concept actually will try to utilize here. See, here I have given an example. Let's say this is here I'm using chat completion model and I have to prepare the message function. I think remember this message function, inside that I can give multiple role, right? That means multiple prompt. So what I'm doing here, I'm appending one prompt here. You can see user message dot append, because it's a list. I can append role, user, content, user, message. Okay, now it will add this particular prompt inside my message. Now see, if I execute, now if I show you the, now see, if you want to see the output, see this is the output, hello, how I can assist you. Now if you want to see the message only, now see in the message one prompt has been added. Okay, this is the user prompt has been added. That's how I can also add multiple prompt. Again, what I can do, I can do the append operation. See, again I have taken another user message, what is the temperature of Delhi, Now I'm appending in the message. Now role, user, content, user, because this is a user, okay, user message only. Now again, I'm adding the message, and I'm also adding the function calling I have defined now here, this particular function calling. So with the help of this function, it will try to understand, okay, I need to execute this get current weather, okay, this particular function, and this particular function will return the JSON output. That means the data related weather, and it will automatically connect the large language model in that particular data. See the same diagram I showed you now here. It will give you the response, and my large language model will connect through function calling. Okay, now so let me show you. So if I execute it, now if I show you the message, now see 2 messages has been added, 2 prompt has been added. Hi there. Now second prompt, what is the temperature of Delhi? You can also ignore this prompt. I've just only given because I just wanted to show you, okay, whether you can add any new prompt or not. Okay, this is the idea. Now if you see the completion, that means the response. See, this is the response you got. See, as of now, it is only calling the function. You can see it is only calling the get weather function. Okay, and here you have given the location of Delhi. You can see it is automatically extracting the location from your prompt. Okay, you can see location Delhi you have given. Okay, now if you want to get the information, what you can do? Now if you want to get the actual information, what you can do, let me show you. Let's say you want to see the message. You can also see the message. This is the message. It is calling my function, and this is my location. Now this is the response. Okay, this is the response. Now if you only want to extract, let's say, the function name, what you can do, you can extract like that. So it is inside function call name. Okay, and it is my get current weather function. And if you want to see the location, so what you can do, inside function call, inside argument location, you can see argument location. I'm extracting the Delhi here. See, this is my location. Okay, now this response actually I'm getting, I need to pass to my large language model. For this you can execute this code, message.append response. The response actually I'm getting, I'm again adding to the message. That means as a prompt. Okay, as a prompt actually I'm adding. I think remember here now. Here I showed you. You can give multiple prompt. This prompt, this prompt. That means I was providing the data. Based on data I was asking the question. The similar things I'm doing. The response actually I'm getting, this response, entire response I'm getting now. This is I'm passing as a prompt. Okay, as a prompt data. And on top of this prompt, I'll be asking the question, okay, with the help of function calling. See, the same thing I'm doing, appending the response, message.append. Now I'm appending the role as a function, name function, content, location. Okay, this thing actually I'm passing one by one. If I show you the entire message, see, this is my entire message right now. Now I can initialize my GPT 3.5 turbo model. Inside that I'm passing my message as well as the function calling. Now it will give you the accurate response. See, the prompt you have given, the current here is the prompt you have given, I think, remember. What is the temperature of Delhi? Now see, this is the temperature of Delhi right now. Okay, and it is coming like that because it's a 32 degrees Celsius. So degree is a special character, that's why it's coming like that. Okay, you can convert to special, see, you can convert this Unicode to special character. Okay, it is also possible. Now see, here I have executed actually line by line. That's why you can see, you can also execute as a snippet of the code. It will give you the complete response. Now see, instead of giving Delhi, I can give, let's say, Mumbai. Now let's see the Mumbai temperature. See, it is not able to fetching the Mumbai temperature currently. So what I can do, I can give any other location. Let's say I'll give, as of now, I can comment this to line. It's not required. I'll give, let's say, Bangalore. Now see, this is the current temperature of the Bangalore. Okay, so that's how actually you can give any kinds of information, any kinds of API you can connect with your large language model with the help of this function calling technique. And it's like very powerful technique, guys. Trust me. It's like very powerful technique. Okay, if you're interested learning more about it, like what are the things you can connect, you can go to their documentation. Okay, they have written each and everything. What are the things you can connect with it here, right? Okay, so yes guys, this is all about from this video. I hope you liked it. Now in the next video we'll be implementing one projects, whatever concept we have learned so far. The project name is Telegram bot. Okay, Telegram bot with the help of OpenAI. That means we'll be creating a chat bot and we'll be integrating with the Telegram. Okay, So all the fundamentals we have already discussed. Now it's time to implement one projects with the help of OpenAI. So in this video, I'll show you how we can implement one Telegram chatbot with the help of OpenAI. That means here we'll be using one chat completion model. That means one large language model we'll be using called GPT 3.5. And with the help of that, actually we'll be implementing one chatbot and we'll be integrating this chatbot with the Telegram platform. Okay. So make sure you have the Telegram, guys. It can be a smartphone Telegram application or it can be your desktop application as well. Anything you can keep, both will work. Okay, so here I'm going to use my desktop Telegram. You can also use your smartphone Telegram. It will also work fine. So before starting the implementation, guys, first of all, let me show you the architecture diagram, like how we'll be implementing the entire projects. Then after that, we'll be doing the setup and we'll be starting the implementation. So guys, let's say this is the user, that means you. So you will be asking one query. Okay, you'll be asking one query and this query will go to the front end. Okay, front end of our application. So here front end wise we'll be using something called Telegram. Fine. Then what will happen? This query will go to the backend. Backend means our OpenAI. OpenAI API. Okay, OpenAI API. Then this API will access the large language model. That means here we'll be using GPT 3.5. Okay, you can also use any other model like GPT 4. You can also use GPT 4o. It's up to you. Okay, I think I showed you how to like select different model. There is a model list. So if you click there, you will see the model ID. So that particular ID you have to write there. Okay. And this model is, I think you already know, this is a chat completion model. Okay. Why chat completion model? Because it can take the instruction. That means multiple instruction you can give, multiple prompt you can give. Okay. You can also create with the help of completion model, like the Babbage one. Okay. I already showed you. Which will also work, but what I feel like this chat completion model will be more powerful. Okay, this is the idea here. Now what will happen? This large language model will give the response. So where it will give the response? It will give the response to the backend API. That means your OpenAI API, and OpenAI API will send the let's say response to the front end. Okay, front end means our Telegram. Okay, and from Telegram actually user will again get the response. Okay, response. Let's say this is the response and this is the question. Okay, so that's actually we'll be implementing the entire projects. Okay, this is our actually high level architecture of our project. Now what I will do, first of all, I just need to get my OpenAI API key. And I already told you how to get the OpenAI API key. So make sure you already created your OpenAI API key and you keep it with you. Now in my computer, I'll just create a folder here and I'm going to name it as Telegram chatbot. Okay, Telegram chatbot. And inside that, I'm going to open up my Visual Code Studio. Then I'm also going to open up my terminal here. You can also open up your command prompt. Then you can also open up your Anaconda prompt. It's up to you. Now here, the first thing what I have to do, I have to create one virtual environment. So to create the virtual environment, just write conda create -n. Give the name of the environment. Let's say this is my Telegram. So I'll just write telebot. Specify the Python version. Let's say Python is equal to 3. Let's say 8. Okay, I'll use 3.8. You can also use 3.9, but let's use 3.8, then -y. Yeah, now let's create the environment. So my environment is created. Now let me activate. Just write conda activate telebot. Now let me clear. Now, what I will do, I'll just create a requirement.txt file, requirements.txt. So inside that, I need to mention all the, let's say, library I need to implement this project. So here you can see, front-end wise, actually, I'll be using Telegram. Okay. And to integrate my chatbot with my Telegram, I need a Python package. That means this package will communicate with my Telegram. So inside Telegram, we'll be generating one, let's say, API token. So with the help of API token, we'll be communicating with our Telegram app, right? So for this, actually, we need one Python package. So let me show you this package, actually. The package actually I'm going to use. So guys, as you can see, this is the package actually we'll be using. The package name is AIOgram. So as you can see, AIOgram is a modern and fully asynchronous framework for Telegram bot API. And this is the complete documentation of this AIOgram. Even they have also given the sample code, like how we can connect with the AIOgram and all. Okay, they have discussed each and everything. But you can see they have written actually too much line of code, but that many line of code actually is not required. So what I've done, I just made it like simple. And I created one basics template for you if you want to connect with your Telegram. Okay, so how you can connect for this, what kinds of code you have to use, I already prepared one code snippet. Okay, I'll share with you. So first of all, let me mention this package name inside my requirement. So the first package I'm going to add called AIOgram. Fine. Now the second package I need OpenAI, and I'm going to use the same version of the OpenAI I already used in my OpenAI demo. Then I need another package called Python .env. Why Python.env? Because I already showed you, if you want to manage the secret key, so you can use this Python.env to load that secret key from the environment. That means .env file. Okay, this is the idea. Now let me save. Now what I will do, simply I'll install everything in my environment. So for this, just write this command. So pip install -add requirement.txt. So guys, as you can see, my installation is completed. Now let me clear my terminal. And now, first of all, we'll be testing our this one Telegram, whether we are able to make the connection without Telegram or not. So for this, I'm going to create a folder here called research. Inside that, I'm going to create a file. I'm going to name it as ecobot, eco_bot. So here we'll be creating one eco functionality. That means if you're sending any messages, okay, to the, let's say, chatbot, that means to your Telegram chatbot, it will give you the same message. Okay, this is called actually ecobot. That means whatever message actually will be giving as an input, that message actually will be getting as an output. Okay, so that means I just wanted to experiment whether I'm able to successfully connect with my Telegram or not. Okay, this is the idea here. But before that, I just need to create this .env file. Now inside that, first of all, you have to write your OpenAI API key. So let me just write my OpenAI API key. So this is my OpenAI API key. I think you remember I already created this API key. Okay, now let me save. Now just open up your Telegram app. So here I'm using my desktop Telegram. So you can see this is my desktop Telegram. To search for BotFather. So after searching BotFather, you will see different BotFather, but you have to take the verified one. You can see this is the verified one. Now just try to open it up. See, I've already opened. Now see, previously I already created some of the bot with the help of BotFather. That's why it's coming. That's why here you can see some of the like older messages. But if you are opening for the first time, you won't be seeing any kinds of messages. Okay, you will see a start button. You just click on the start button. Okay, then it will give you the suggestion. Okay, what do you want to do here? So here I want to create a, okay, I think my screen is visible. Okay, so here I want to, let's say, create a new, actually Telegram bot. So for this, what you can do, you can write this command new/new, okay, new bot. You can see new bot. Just select this one. Now see, now it will ask you, all right, a new bot, how are we going to call? Okay, please choose a name for your bot. Now you can give any kinds of name here. So let's say I will give my live. Okay, my live bot. Let's say 24. Let's say this is my bot name I want to give. Now if I hit enter, see, it's telling good. Now let's choose a username for your bot. It must end with bot, like this is example Terry's bot or Terry's underscore bot. Okay, so you have to give a username, and that username should contain underscore bot. Okay, at the last. So I'll give the same name. Let's say my live bot. Okay, 24 underscore bot. Now if I hit enter, now see my bot is created. Now it is telling congratulations on your new bot. You will find your bot here. But before that, what you have to do, you have to collect this user, you can see use token. So let me collect this user token. I'll copy. Okay, and I'll open up my Visual Code Studio inside environment. What I will do. So here I'm going to paste it as of now. And you need to also give the key name. That means this is my Telegram bot token. Okay. Now I'll be mentioning inside my string. So here we have collected two secret key. One is my OpenAI API key. Another one is your Telegram bot token. So with the help of Telegram bot token, we'll be authenticating with our bot actually we have created here. You can see this is my bot. If I click on the URL right now, see this is my bot. Now if I click on the start, now see there you won't be seeing anything because this is not connected yet. Now see if I send any message here, so you won't be getting any kinds of response because as of now we haven't made the connection. So here first of all we have to make the connection, and how to make the connection with the help of this Telegram bot token. Okay, and this OpenAI API key we need to access our GPT model because this is my main large language model, right? With the help of that actually we'll be getting the actual response. This is the idea here. Fine. Now in the EcoBot, I'll be writing some of the code to connect with my Telegram. Okay, so as I already showed you, so this is the AIogram documentation and they have given the code snippet you can use to connect with the Telegram, right? But I already told you this that much of actually code is not required. So I just created a basics template. Let me show you. So here first of all let me import some required library. So you can see I have imported some required library, but here it is coming this YOLO mark because I haven't selected my current environment. So right hand side below you can see there is one option. So my base environment is selected. Now I have to select my own environment, which is nothing but Telegram bot. Okay, now see this error will be disappeared. Now see these are the packages you have to import, like login, AIogram. From AIogram you have to import bot, dispatcher, executor and types. Okay, if you see the documentation also, they are importing the same thing. See, they're importing the same thing as well. Fine. But as I told you, they have written so many line of code. I just simplified the code. Okay, that's why my code might be a little bit different. Okay, from the documentation. This is the idea. Now .env I'm loading because with the help of .env I'm going to load by .env. Okay, that means my secret. Okay, inside my environment. Now operating system I need because with the help of operating system I'll be loading. Now os.get.env, I think you remember previously you also did the same thing. And why logging is required? Because if you see the AIogram, they are also using login. Okay, so you have to write the login. Okay, login here. See basic config login. So by default it will take the log because it will, let's say, log all the information in the backend. Okay, because see this is their implementation. They are suggesting to use, these are the, let's say, code snippet. Okay, that's why I'm using. It's not my implementation. So whenever you are using any kinds of, let's say, framework or library, first of all try to check their documentation, whatever things they are suggesting. Based on that you have to write the code. Okay, no need to do any modification at the very first. If you understand their implementation, then you can do the modification, but the core implementation you have to always keep as same. Okay, this is the idea here. Now the first thing what I have to do, guys, I have to load my API key, right? So for this I can use this load env. Now simply os.get env, inside that I can pass my key name. Let's say I want to load my Telegram bot token. I'll pass the key name here. Fine, so it will return me my Telegram bot token. Now if I print this one, my Telegram bot token, now see if I execute the file right now, it will print the bot token. So let me show you. So Python, let's say it is inside my resource folder, resource. I want to execute this EcoBot. Okay, sorry, EcoBot.py. So guys, you can see it is throwing me one error. It is telling from AIogram import bot, dispatcher, executor types. Import error, cannot import the executor from AIogram. Okay, so it is throwing me one error. So to solve this error, what you have to do? So you have to create actually Python, let's say, interpreter 3.7. That means Python environment you need 3.7. So let's create another environment. So I'll just write conda create -n. Let's give the name. Let's say my bot Python is equal to 3.7. Actually I want to use -y. Okay, now let me activate Honda activate my bot. Now let me clear and let me install the requirements right now. So pip install -r requirement.txt. See, it has installed all the packages in my environment. Okay, so I already installed, that's why it's telling requirement is already satisfied. But for you, it will take some time. Okay, so once it is done, now let's clear my terminal. And now if you execute the command, this command python research /ecobot.py, that means if you execute this ecobot right now see, it should work. Now see, it is printing my API token. Okay, it is printing my API token right now, Telegram bot token. Fine, that means it is working now. Now let me comment this line, it's not required. Now what you have to do, you have to first of all initialize the login. So that's how actually you can initialize the login. So you just need to write logging.basic-config label is equal to logging.info. Okay, because if you check the documentation, they are suggesting like that. Okay, you have to configure the logging like that. Okay, after that you have to initialize the bot and dispatcher. So this is the bot and dispatcher. So inside that you have to pass the API token. Okay, now see what will happen. You can see from AIogram I imported bot, right? Because I want to connect with my Telegram bot. The bot actually I have created. Now if I want to connect, what I need the API token, Telegram bot API token, yes or no, right? So here you can see I'm passing this bot token inside a token actually attribute. So what will happen? This bot will be initialized. That means it will authenticate with my credential. If the authentication is correct, that means this statement would be true. Okay, if it is true, that means my dispatcher would be connected. Okay, dispatcher means, let's say the synchronization, that means whatever message I want to pass, okay, so it will go to my Telegram bot. Okay, this is called actually synchronization. So it will be connected. Okay, it will be connected. That means this is the authentication code, okay, with your Telegram. I hope it is clear now. Fine. Then after that, I think you saw they have written different function with the help of async and await keyword. Okay, async and await keyword. So what is the use of async and await? See, this is the concept of Python. If you don't know about Python, so what you can do, you can check out our YouTube channel. Okay, so there actually I already let me show you. So guys, you can see this is our YouTube channel. So there I already created like a Python playlist. So there I already covered each and every topic. Okay, you need to master inside Python. So there I already explained what is async and await. Okay, so you can check those video. So let me tell you as a high level what is async and await. See, what this async and await will do, it will keep on syncing. Okay, it will keep on syncing your update. That means if you update anything, okay, if you update anything in the code base, it will automatically get that update. Okay, that means what happens actually, let's say whenever you update anything in your code, so you don't need to send the request. Okay, you don't need to save and send the request. It will automatically sense that. It will automatically sense that and it will send the update. Okay, so this is the work of async and await. And if you want to use AIogram, you have to use this particular keyword. Okay, async and await with a function. So I already created two functions. Let me show you. So I'll tell you what this function will do. So this is the first function, guys. So the function name I have given command start handler. Okay, I think you saw whenever I started my Telegram bot. Okay, whenever I started my Telegram bot, so there was a start button. See, I given /start. Whenever I will give the /start, my bot will start. Okay, my bot will start. See, if I show you the bot further, if I give /start, see, bot further started and it has given me all the suggestion actually I can perform here. So these kinds of functionality I want to implement. And if I want to implement, so for this I have to create a function, and with the help of async and await keyword I have to give here inside the function. Now you have to create a decorator, your dispatcher decorator. Now inside that there is a function called message handler. Inside that you have to pass the command, like what kinds of command you want to pass. Let's see if I give /help as well in my bot further /help. So it will give me the menu. Okay, what are the things I can perform with the help of bot further. That means if anyone is using my bot for the first time, they can get the information with the help of start and help. Okay, /help. So I want to give two commands, /start and /help. If you are passing this one, so what your bot will do? So what your bot will do, your bot will reply, hi, I'm a ecobot powered by AIogram. So this message actually it will give. Now here you can give any kinds of messages. Okay, you can give any kinds of messages. I have given this message. Now let me show you how it will work. So for this, what I have to do, I have to start my bot. So for this is the syntax you have to write. So inside this keyword, you have to write executor start pulling. Then you have to give the dispatcher object, and as well as you have to give one parameter called keep updates is equal to true. What is keep update is equal to true? I'll tell you later on. As of now, just try to remember this parameter you have to give. Okay, if you check the documentation, they are also giving the same thing. Now let me save, and now see if I execute my program, my EcoBot. See, so it has connected. Now see, it has started pulling. Now if I go to my bot, let's say this is my bot. Now see, if I give, let's say /start here. See, it has given me, hi, I'm EcoBot powered by Aeogram. Now if I give, let's say /help, it will give you the same thing, because you have mentioned 2 command there. I think, remember, you have mentioned 2 command. Now apart from that, if you give any command, let's say /hello, it's not working. If you give any other message also, it's not working. Okay, that means it will only work whenever it will get these 2 command. And here you can pass any kinds of messages. Okay, I have given powered by Aeogram or anything you can. Let's say powered by Buppy. Here you can give my name. So once you changed anything, just try to re-execute the code. So I'll just stop the execution with the help of Ctrl+C. Now if I re-execute, now again I will go to my Telegram, and now if I give, let's say /help, now see, it will give me, hi, I'm EcoBot powered by Buppy. Okay, I hope it is clear now. But see, it is not able to handle my casual response. Okay, let's say if I'm giving any other message, let's say hi, hello, okay, hi, hello, whatever, it's not giving me the response because I have to create another function for this. Let me show you. So here I will create a function called echo. That means it will give me the same message again and again. Okay, so this is the echo function, and see, I'm using the same syntax only, message handler. Now see, here I'm not providing any kinds of command. I'm not providing any kinds of command, because see, whenever I'm giving my casual message, this is not a command. Okay, so that's why you don't need to mention the command. That means whatever message user will give, that message actually it will send. Okay, it will show you as an output. You can see with the help of await. Now let me save, and again I have to re-execute. Let me stop the execution. Now re-execute my code. Now if I go to my Telegram, now let's say if I just write hi, it will give me hi. If I write hello, it will give me hello. If I write, let's say I am Buppy, it will also give me I am Buppy, because it's an EcoBot we have created. That means I'm successfully able to connect with my bot. The bot actually I have created in my Telegram. That means Telegram connection is completed. Okay, Telegram connection is completed. There is no issue. That means we are able to communicate with the front end. Now we have to make another functionality, that means backend API. That means we will be using OpenAI API to let's say process the response. Process the question whatever user is asking. We'll be taking the help from the LLM. LLM will give the response, and this response I will be sending to the front end again. Okay, so now let's create our actual application. So what I will do, outside of research, I'll create a file. I'll name it as, let's say, main.py. Okay, main.py. Inside that, I'll be writing all the code. So what I can do, I can import all the necessary library. Again, you can see I have imported all the library. Even I also imported here as well. Okay. Apart from that, I'm also importing OpenAI as well as the system package. Okay, this is the idea. Now see, this application I'll be creating a little bit advanced, because if I show you my ChatGPT now, so let's say this is my ChatGPT. Let's say if I give any message to the ChatGPT, let's say I need a Python code to add 2 numbers. Sorry, I think my prompt is incorrect. It should be add. Again, I can give the prompt. I need a Python code to add 2 numbers. Okay, now I think it is perfect. Now see, it is giving me the code. Okay, but see, it is giving me with the function, but I don't need the function. What I can give without functions. Okay, now see, I just given without function, it will automatically remember I'm asking this particular response. Okay, it has remembered. Okay, it has remembered my previous input. So this is actually using one memory. Okay, temporary memory. So I also want to implement this kinds of temporary memory inside my chatbot. So for this, what I will do, I'll just write a class here. I'll just name it as reference. Okay, reference. So inside that, what I will do, I'll just write a constructor, and this will, and it will return actually none. Okay, so inside that, I'll just write self dot response, and it should be empty initially. Okay, that means as of now, let's consider this is my empty memory. Okay, this is my empty memory. That means whatever question I'll be asking as a temporary memory, that question actually I'll be saving here. so that if I want to ask any new question, my previous question, my model will try to understand. Okay, it will try to remember. Now here you can also pass the doc string. So let's say this is my class I have written to store previously response from the ChatGPT API. Okay, you can also give OpenAI API. OpenAI API. Okay, this is the idea. Now let me load my OpenAI API key as well as my Telegram bot token. So first of all, I will load my OpenAI API key, and I'm setting my OpenAI API key. Then I will also load the Telegram bot token. Okay, this is my Telegram bot token. Fine. Then let's initialize this reference class. So here I can initialize. I'll just write reference is equal to my reference. Then I'm going to define my model name. That's which model I want to use. So model underscore name is equal to, let's say I want to use GPT 3.5 turbo model. If you go to the OpenAI platform, okay, if you go to the OpenAI models, see here is the different model, and I want to use this 3.5 series actually, C turbo model. Okay, this model actually I'm using right now. Fine. Now same way I have to initialize my dispatcher as well as the bot, because it will authenticate with my Telegram. The same code, guys, from my previous let's say file I'm copy pasting. Okay, I think you remember. So we are initializing our bot and dispatcher. So here the first thing I want to create a function. So this function actually will do the welcome. Okay, so if you give, let's say, start command, it will welcome you. So this is the function I've written, guys. You can see simple function using the same concept. Okay, same concept. So this is the function dispatcher message handler, and here is the command only start. Okay, if you give start command, it will give you, hi, I am a telebot created by Bappi, how I can assist you. Okay, this is the message actually it will show you. That's it. Now if you want to execute, you can simply copy this line and here you can paste it. That's it. Okay, now it's a dispatcher object, DP. Previously I written as a short form, but now what I did, I just written full name. Okay, this is the idea. Now let me execute and let me show you. So I'll open up my terminal. Let me stop the execution. Now let's say if I execute the file right now, I need to execute my main.py file. So clear Python main.py. Now see, if I open up my bot and if I give /start right now, so it is giving, hi, I'm a telebot created by Bappi, how I can assist you. That means it is working fine. Now let me stop the execution. Great. Now I also want to create a helper function. That means I showed you now, if I go to my bot further and if I give /help, so it will give me all the menu actually I want to perform here. So I also want to give one menu function in my bot. So for this I have created a function and I named it as a helper. See, this is the function. So it will take the help command. After that it will show you this message, hi there, I'm a ChatGPT Telegram, or I can write, I'm a Telegram bot, okay, created by Bappi, please follow this command. Start to start the conversation, clear to clear the past conversation, and help to get the help menu. Okay, I hope this helps. Now it will give you this this actually menu. Okay, now see here I've written clear /clear to clear the previous conversation. Now let's say if you are saving any conversation and if you want to clear it, so you can use the clear function for this. So what I will do, I'll just write a function named clear. So here I can write, so it will just do the clear operation on the previous conversation. See, I think you remember we initialized our reference here. So inside reference we're having one variable, class variable called reference. So here I'm doing the clear operation. See, reference I'm making as empty. That means whenever I will save something, okay, inside the variable, and if I call the clear past function, it will clear that particular response. Okay, this is the idea. If you go to the ChatGPT as well, and if you write forget my past prompt, it will forget that. Okay, it will remove that memory. So same way I'm creating the same functionality here. And to execute this clear past, so I will pass one command. So I'll just write clear, this command clear. So it will automatically do the clear operation. So for this I will be writing another function here. So function name is clear, and it will take the clear command and it will call this particular function. You can say clear past. Okay, then it will give you message, I have cleared the past conversation as the context. Okay, this is the idea. Now I have to write my main code. That means my main brain functionality of my application. So for this, I already prepared the OpenAI code. See, this is the OpenAI code, and this is nothing new, guys. This is nothing new. Just try to see. Here I'm using chat completion API. Okay, now let me check everything is fine or not. Now you can see, guys, everything is fine. So I'm creating the chat completion API and role assistant content I'm giving, because you can see reference.response. First of all, it will check this response. Okay, this response, if there is any response or not. Okay, if not, that means it will act like you are using for the first time. That means there is no previous context. But if you are chatting for the second time, let's say, I think you remember here in the chat GPT, I have given a prompt. I need a Python code to add 2 numbers. That means one response it will remember. And whenever I'm asking the second question, it will refer my previous, let's say, question I've asked. Okay, the same thing actually happening here. That means it will first of all check whether you are having previous response or not. If not, that means it's a completely new role. Otherwise, it will refer my previous, let's say, response. Okay, now this is the user message, then it will give you the response. This response actually I'm only getting the content, and I'm printing in the terminal, and I'm also printing in my user interface. That means in my Telegram, and it is also updating the response. Okay, you can see this reference response is also getting updated. Okay, now if you will call this clear past, it will also do the clear operation. It's a simple code I have written. Now let me show you how it will work. So I'll open up my terminal. Now let me execute my app. Now if I open my bot, let's say if I just write /start, I think this command I already showed you, na? /start /help. It is working fine. Sorry, /start. Okay, now see if I give any casual message, let's say hi. See, it is giving me hello, how I can assist you. Let's say if I give hello, how are you doing today? Let's say I'll ask, what is Python? So it is telling Python is a high level programming language. Okay, now I can also give the same prompt. Let's say give me a Python code to add, code to add 2 numbers. See, this is the code I got. Now I'll ask, give me as a function. Now see, that means it is remembering my previous context. Now if I give /clear, I have cleared all the past conversation. Okay, now if I give the same message, give me as a function. Now see here, it is giving me the function. Okay, it is giving me the function, but not these kinds of function. That means my previous, let's say, question function. Okay, that's why I've created this clear. Okay, clear functionality as well. Okay, now you can ask any kinds of question. Okay, whatever question you can ask in your chat GPT, the same question you can also ask here. Okay, there is no issue. So that means we have created one beautiful application. Now one thing I want to show you, this is keep update is equal to true. Let's say if it is true, what will happen? Let's say if my application is offline right now, let's say I'll stop the execution. Let's say it is offline. Now if I give any message, let's say hello. Now see, it is offline. Okay, it's not giving you any response. But if it is online, let's say if I execute the program right now, let's say my application is online. Okay, now see, still it is not giving me the response. Still it is not giving me the response, because let's say sometimes it's possible your application will go offline, and if user is giving any question, when it is online again, it should return the answer, right? But it's not giving. So for this, what I can do, I can stop the execution, and this parameter I can make it as false. Okay, now let's say if my application is offline, let's say hello. Now if I re-execute my program, see, it will automatically take the hello. Okay, hello message, whatever you asked during offline. Now see, it is giving you the response. Okay, so this is one of the amazing parameter you can play with if you want to, let's say, keep your application offline. But if you want to reply it, okay, when you are online, you can update this particular parameter. Fine. So yes, guys, this is the like chatbot we have implemented. You can also share this bot with your friends and family. So what you need to do, you just only need to give the username let's say this is your username of your bot. Now if they search with this username, they will be able to access your bot. Okay, and if they're asking any question, they will also get the response. Okay, that's how. Just try to ask your friend to use your chatbot. Okay, you have developed with the help of OpenAI.
So in this video, actually, I will show you like how you can fine tune your GPT-3 model, okay, with your custom data. So basically, what I'm gonna do here. So basically, here we'll be fine tuning ADA classifier, okay, to distinguish between two sports like baseball and hockey. So basically, we are gonna perform one classification task here, okay. So here I will like take one sports data, and with the sport data, okay, I will train my GPT-3 model, which is nothing but ADA, okay, ADA classifier. I think you already know it has various model, okay. If you click on the model, so ADA is one of them, okay. So let's install first of all OpenAI. And here you don't have to worry about your system configuration, because here you are using OpenAI API, okay. So all the training and all the, you can say, computation, everything will be performed on their website itself, okay, on their you can say engine itself, okay. So you don't have to worry about. So you just need the API key and just try to open up your Google Colab, okay, and try to start the training. That's it. So because see, it has like millions of parameters, so it's not possible to train in our system, okay. So that's why they have proposed a API, okay, GPT-3 API, instead of giving the raw model to us, okay. Then this command, actually you can actually upgrade your OpenAI. So let's upgrade it also. And here I will import my data. So this data actually is already available inside scikit-learn dataset, okay, like 20 news group dataset. The name of the dataset is, okay. So here you have two categories. One is like baseball and hockey. Now if you want to see the example, the first example, so this is the data. Basically it kinds of email, okay, and here you have the news sports data, okay. Now if you want to see the label target, so you have sports, baseball and hockey, okay. Now if you want to see the first one, see the first example I shown here, first data set, with respect to that I'm showing my first target, okay, which is nothing but it's a baseball, okay. Now if you want to also see the count, so you have total example 1197, baseball has 597, okay, example, and hockey has 600. So basically this data is not imbalanced, okay, it's fine. Now inside data preparation, first of all we need to prepare the data. So what kinds of preparation we need to do here? If you see, if I show you the target, so it has actually rec.sport.baseball, okay. So this is the additional information I don't need, okay, so I need to suppress that. So if you just run this code, so basically what it will do, it will take all the data, okay, and it will create two columns. One is like prompt and completion, okay. So why I'm creating prompt and completion? Because if you go to the documentation of OpenAI, so here is a section called fine tunes, okay. Just click on fine tunes. So they have given like how you can fine tunes, okay, GPT-3 model. So here one thing they have mentioned, data preparation. I think here fine tune guide, and if you just go below, prepare your data set, okay. So if you just read it, okay, if you just read this okay, entirely, so you will get to know you need prompt and completion, okay. So that's why I have given this name, prompt and completion. So prompt is nothing but your data, okay, your input data, and completion is nothing but your label, okay. So that's actually you need to prepare the data. So once it is done, now you need to convert them a file format called JSONL, okay. So this is the command, just run it, okay. Now let me show you what is JSONL, okay. So if you just refresh here and let me download it. Now if I open it, okay, so this is the same data format, okay, like this is your prompt, and at the last you have the completion. See, this is the completion, okay. And if you see, this is the same format. If I come here, this is the same format, okay. So that is why you need to you can say convert your entire data frame to JSONL format, okay. It's done. Now OpenAI has a data preparation tool. So if you just call OpenAI, and from tool itself you just call prepared data, Okay, so it will actually prepare your data. First of all, it will take this JSON-L. Okay, see, I'm just passing sports to JSON-L hyphen q. It will take this one and will do some analyzing. Okay, if something is okay wrong with your data set, it will throw error. Otherwise, it will actually fix it. Okay, so see, I have run this command, so it has generated two file, which is nothing but sports to prepare train JSON, validation JSON. Okay, so it will also do like train test split. Okay, you don't have to do it separately. Okay, so this thing actually you need to run, and here also they have written, okay, they have their own data preparation tool you need to execute. So whenever it is done, now this is the section actually you can execute, okay, to fine tune your you can say model. Okay, this is the training command actually. So here you need to change this API key because this is my older API key. So I will change it with the newer one. You can also read it from secret. Okay, but I will give it here just for simplicity. Now here API fine tunes great. Okay, now here actually you need to give your data path. Okay, so this is my train data path and this is my validation data path. But here one issue actually I was having. So I was trying to actually execute this command, because here if you see, if I show you my model, okay, so fine tunes, here I have like already trained two models, okay, with the same data. So here actually you can't give the same ID again and again. Okay, if you give this same name, so it will create the same ID again and again. Okay, and it will give you error like just give a new ID. Okay, so that's why if you have done training one time, okay, you just change the data name. Otherwise it's fine. Okay, if you're doing it for first time, it's fine, just keep it as it is. Otherwise what you can do, just rename this name with a unique name. So I'll just rename, so I'll just give sports 222. Okay, because this name is already present in my model, so that's why I'm changing the name sports 222. Okay, similar wise, just change it also here, sports 22. This is your validation. Okay, and computation and metrics, okay, everything you're providing, and at the last you're selecting the ADA model. Okay, epochs is not required, so it will basically okay, automatically observe whenever your loss is not decreasing or accuracy is not increasing, it will stop the execution. Okay, so now everything is prepared. Now just click on this one, so it will take the data and it will start, you can say, training your, okay, it's telling, okay, it's telling this data is missing. So let me do ls. Okay, so here one mistake I have done. Here I have given 1. Okay, 1 won't be there, so just remove the 1, and now I think everything is fine. Now let me execute again. So guys, actually training takes a lots of time. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you my previous notebook. Okay, I did the training. So basically whenever you will click on the command, so actually it will start the training and it will start the epochs. Okay, see, this is the epochs, actually it will be running. Okay, and once your training is completed, it will save your model. Okay, it will save your model. So where you will get the model, just come here. Okay, come here, and here you need to refresh this page. Okay, so if you just refresh this page, now if you just click on the model, and at the last there would be a section called fine tunes. Okay, inside fine tunes actually will get your model. Okay, see, I trained ADA model. Okay, and this is the ID. Okay, it is the ID, and basically this is the date actually when I trained this model. Okay, so this model actually you have to use, okay, whenever you'll be doing the inferencing. So now how you can do the inferencing, so this is the code. So basically you can also see the evaluation metrics. Okay, performance metrics actually you can see. Okay, you can also save it as a result.csv. Okay, and here you can also plot this accuracy score. Okay, this is the accuracy score, and this is my data. Okay, this data set actually I'm like taking one prompt. Okay, and here actually I'm doing the generation. Okay, basically I'm loading my model. So why do you need to give your model? So let me show you. Yeah, so here actually you need to provide your model name. Okay, the model name actually you will be training. Okay, here see, I have took this model. Okay, so this name actually you need to copy and you need to paste it here. Okay, and it will load the model from the OpenAI itself. Okay, and it will do the inferencing. See, this is the score of your hockey and baseball, And after that, if you want to see, okay, this is the baseball and hockey. So that's actually you can see the example, okay, do the inferencing. So yes guys, I think you got it, like how you can fine tune your OpenAI like GPT-3 model, okay, with your custom dataset. And if you want to learn more about fine tuning, I will suggest just try to explore this documentation. It is pretty good documentation. Just try to read everything, not only like classification, you can also do it from summarization and other tasks, okay. For that, actually you need to prepare the data, like you need to learn how to prepare the data, okay. So yes guys, I think you got it. This was all about from this video. And yeah, that's it. Actually you need to learn about OpenAI and like GPT-3, okay. So once you are comfortable with this API, I think you can do anything, okay.
So as I already showed you the OpenAI platform, even I already used different model. Even in our previous video, we also implemented one project called Telegram chatbot. So here we'll be exporting another actually variant of the model. So the model name is Whisper. So I think I showed you the Whisper, let's say introduction. What is this Whisper model? So let me show you again. So if I go back to my, let's say OpenAI platform. So here, if you go to the model section, and if you just go below, this is the Whisper model, guys. So let me open it up. So you can see Whisper is a general purpose speech recognition model. It is trained on a large dataset of diverse audio, and it is also multitask model that can perform multilingual speech recognition as well as the speech translation and language identification. Okay, so this is actually a speech based model. That means you can give any kinds of speech or audio, so it will give you the transcript of that particular audio. So here what we'll be doing, let me show you the entire diagram. See, here we'll be implementing one audio transcript translation. Let's say here I will pass one audio file. Okay, it can be MP3 or any other format you can pass. I will pass to the Whisper model. Okay, and Whisper model will return a transcript of this audio. Okay, transcript, that means it is a text. The entire audio text actually it will return. Then what I will do, I will use one actually chat completion model. That means here I can use any kinds of model. Let's say here you will be using GPT, okay, GPT-3. So I'll pass this transcript to the GPT-3, and here I will provide a prompt, translate. Okay, translate. So here as an input you will pass one language. Okay, you will pass one language and it will give you that like translated text. Okay, translated text. Okay, so this is the entire actually high level diagram. So for this I will open up my local folder, and here I'm going to open up my Visual Code Studio. So this is my Visual Code Studio. Then I'm also going to open up my terminal here. Okay, I think you remember previously we created one environment like OpenAI demo. So let me activate the environment instead of creating again and again. So what I can do, I can just write conda activate OpenAI demo. Okay, so this environment I'm going to use because inside that OpenAI is already installed there, right? Fine. Now here I'm going to create a requirement file. So here the first requirement, you need the OpenAI. I think OpenAI is already installed, but here I'm adding because I want to share this material with you. So later on, whenever you want to install it, you can check the requirement.txt file. Then I also need python.env. I think you know why python.env, because we'll be managing the credential, right? That means we'll be creating a .env file, and inside that I'm going to mention my OpenAI API key. I think you remember we already created one OpenAI API key. So this is my OpenAI API key. Okay, let me save it here. Fine. Now see, here I'm going to create a user interface. That means see, this audio file user can upload this audio file. For this I need a web interface, okay, web application. So to create the web application, I'm going to use one framework called Flask. So Flask is a framework inside Python. With the help of that, you can create a web application. Okay, So let me also install the Flask here. Okay, Flask. Now simply what you have to do, open up your terminal and write this command, pip install -r requirement.txt. For me, it is already satisfied, but for you, it will take some time to install all the package. Fine. Now, the first thing, I'll show you the demo, like how we can use the Whisper model. So first of all, let me import OpenAI, and it is showing this warning because I have to select my environment. I have created OpenAI demo. Then I also need to import operating system because I want to load my env. Then .env as well. So from .env import load env. Fine. First of all, I'll load my env. So here is my OpenAI API key. os.getEnv. Then I need to add this API key inside my OpenAI API key. So OpenAI.API key is equal to my OpenAI API key. Fine. I think my authentication is completed now. Now what I will do, I'll just open up one audio file. So let me show you. I have one audio file with me. So this is the audio file, guys. Let me play. So this audio actually I have recorded. Python is a high-level interpreted general-purpose programming language. It is very easy to learn, and you can use Python programming in data science. Fine. So this is the audio file actually I have recorded. So I just need to open this file. So to open this file, I think you can use this open, and inside that you can pass this name. So recording dot mp3. Okay, mp3, and again it's a binary file, so you have to give the mode rb, read binary. Fine. So it will give you one object, let's say audio underscore file. Okay, so I have successfully loaded this file. Now if you want to get the transcripts, what you can do, you can use this OpenAI Whisper model. So I'll just write OpenAI dot audio. This is audio model, I think I told you. So you have to call one function called translate. Okay, translate, and inside that, first of all, you have to mention the model name. So I want to use Whisper 1 model. So it is having different model. I want to use Whisper 1 model. Then you have to pass the audio file. So audio file. Now here, it will give me the output. Now let me print the output. Now let me show you. So guys, here is the text I am getting. Python is a high-level interpreted general-purpose programming language. It is very easy to learn, and you can use Python programming in data science. That means whatever things you can actually hear in the audio, the same thing you can see as a text. So it is like very powerful model. It will give you the accurate result always. Okay, you can try with different audio. I think you will get it. Now what I have to do, I have to translate. Okay, I have to translate this transcript in a different language. Okay, for this I'll be using GPT-3 or GPT-4 model, whatever you can use here. Okay, and we'll be creating one user application so that user can upload this audio there. Okay, this is what actually we'll be implementing. So for this, what I can do, I can create another file here. I'll just name it as app.py. Now I'll copy paste the same code. This code actually I'll just try to copy paste here, because here we are authenticating with our OpenAI only. Fine. Now apart from that, I also need to import another package called Flask. Okay, because with the help of Flask, we'll be creating this user application. Okay, that is why I'm importing Flask. So you can see from Flask, I'm importing Flask request. So redirect URL, this is not required as of now. JSONify render template. Okay, so with the help of that, actually, we'll be rendering our web page. For this, you need a basic HTML file. I'll tell you how we can create a HTML file. You can also get different template. You can also use that one. Fine. Now this next thing, I'll be initializing my Flask. To initialize the Flask, just write this code. This is the code, guys. Flask. In the parenthesis, you have to give underscore name. Now you can ask me how to initialize the Flask. Go to the Flask documentation. You can see that. Okay, we can see the code snippet, the basic template they have already given. So first of all, here I'll just add one configuration. So app.config. That means whatever audio actually user will upload. So this will save. So this will save actually. First of all, let me just write upload underscore folder. this will save inside a folder name static. Okay, now let's create this folder. Left hand side, I'll create a folder name static. Okay, inside that this audio will be saved. Fine, this is the idea. Now let me create a route. So I'll just give @app.route. So as you can see, this is my route. So it will look for actually two kinds of, let's say, request. One is the get request and there is like post request. Okay, if it is matching, what will happen? This will execute this function. So here I'm going to create a function called main. Okay, so this will execute this main function. So inside main function, the first thing I have to check whether it's a post request or not. So if request, okay, if request.method is equal to if it is post, okay, if it is a post request, that means if you upload one audio file and if you click on the button, that means it would be a post request. Okay, that is the idea. If it is a post request, so what I will do, first of all, I will get the language. Okay, I'll get the language. That means user will also pass the language, like in which language he or she wants to translate this, let's say, transcript. Okay, that's why I also need to take the language input. So here I will take the input. I'll just write request.form. So from the form itself, I'll take the language. Now, how I'll get the language? Because for this, I'm going to create a HTML file. So let me create a folder here. First of all, if you're using Flask, you need to create this folder, guys, called templates. Okay, templates. Inside that, I will be creating a, sorry, it should be templates, not, spelling is not correct. Now it is fine. Now inside that, I'm going to create a HTML file called index.html. Okay. Now here I have written one very simple HTML code. It will only accept the audio file. See, here I've given the title, and this is like very basic CSS code I have added here, just to like show my front end a little bit actually beautiful. That's why. Now see, it will user can upload one audio file. Okay, you can see user can upload one audio file. Input type is file, and user will also able to give the language input. That means in which language he or she wants to translate that transcript. Okay, then there would be a button called upload. So whenever they will upload, so what will happen? It will hit the post request. Okay, it will hit the post request, and that time you can see method is equal to post. That time it will hit this route. Okay, it will hit this route, and I will be able to get the language, and whatever audio actually he is submitting, everything I will get. Okay, from the backend. This is the idea only. Fine. So this is a simple HTML code. And now you can ask me why to get these kinds of HTML code. There is a one beautiful website you can follow called Bootstrap. Okay, Bootstrap. So here you will get all kinds of free HTML CSS template. You can go to the example section and see different actually template you are having. You can get their HTML and CSS code. Even you can also search. Let's say you need a file uploader button. Okay, file upload. See, different code snippet they have already given. Okay, that's how actually you can also get the code. Okay, so I just referred this website, and I actually, let's say, collected this HTML and CSS code, and I modified, okay, with respect to my requirement. This is the idea. Now I think everything is fine. Now what I will do, I'll go back to my app.py, and I'm getting the language. Then I also need the file. Okay, so to get the file, I'll store inside a file, and I'll just write request.form. Request.notform.files actually, because it's a file type input, right? So it should be a file. You can see here I have mentioned it should be a file. Okay, it should be a file type, should be a file. Now once I get the file, first of all I will check whether this file is available or not. If file is equal to true, okay, if this is not false, that means user has uploaded the file. That time what I will do, I'll just simply save this file. Where I will save, I'll save inside my static folder. So this is the code. I think you remember we set the configuration. Okay, static. Okay, upload file static. So it will save the inside static folder. And to save this file, I need a file name. So let's create a file name here. I'll just write file name is equal to file.file name. Okay, it will give you the file name. Now after that, you can easily save this file inside the static folder. Then I will load my audio. So to load the audio, I think you remembered I was using this code snippet. So I can use the same code here. Now see, this recording.mp3 would be available inside the static folder. So I need to also give the path of the static. Okay, static / recording.mp3. Now the same code I'll be writing here. I'll copy and here I'm going to paste it. So this will give me the output, that means the transcript. Here I can mention it as transcript. Okay, transcript. Now what I have to do, I have to translate this transcript to the another language. For this, I already told you here we'll be using something called GPT 3 or 4 model. Okay, so let me initialize my GPT model. So I think remember how we can initialize it. We can use chat completion API. So here is the code snippet, guys. So here I'm using chat completion API. Inside that I'm mentioning I want to use GPT-4 model. Okay, GPT-4 model. And this is the message I have given, role. You can see role, system, content. You will be provided with a sentence in English, and your task is to translate it to language. That means whatever language user is giving that in that particular language, then the role. So let me bring it here. I can see role, user, content, transcript.text. That means whatever text actually I'm getting after doing the, let's say, audio to text, I'm just passing it here. And here is my prompt. Okay, here is my prompt I have given to my large language model. And this is the temperature parameter, and this is the max tokens. Okay, I already explained this parameter. Okay, why it is required. Now simply what I will do, I'll just try to return this response, but I will just try to return with the JSONify. Why JSONify? Because whatever, let's say, response you want to render in the HTML page, it should be JSON format. Okay, that's why I have to do the JSONify. So inside that I will be passing my response. Okay, and JSONify I already imported, I think you remember from here. Then if it is not a post request, okay, if it is not a post request, that means if it is a get request, what will happen? It will only render, okay, it will only render my index.html. Okay, this index.html, that means my web app. Okay, my web app menu, it will open in front of the user. This is the idea. And to render it, I'm using render template function. You can see I've already imported it here. Now if I want to execute my application, so you can execute it here. For this you have to give the app host and app port. See, app.run host 000, that means I want to run in my local host, and debug is equal to true. That means if you change anything, it will automatically update the changes. And this is the port number 8080. Now let me execute and show you this application. So I'll open up my terminal, and now if I execute, let's say Python app.py. Now see, it is running on my local host. Now let's go to the Google and search for localhost port number 8080. Now see if I search. So guys, you can see this is my interface. Okay, interface of my application. Now here you can upload any kinds of audio file. Now let's upload. So let's say I want to upload this audio. Now language, let's say I want to translate in a Hindi. Okay, Hindi. Now let's upload it. Now see guys, this is the response I got, and this is my response. You can see this is the Hindi translation. Okay, this is the Hindi translation. Whatever actually I had in my audio. Now you can also give any other language. Let's say again I will pass my audio. Let's say I want to translate let's say I want to translate in Bangla. Okay, Bengali. Now I'll upload. See, this is the Bengali translation I'm getting. Okay, now you can also extract the content only instead of let's say getting all the response, but I printed all the response. I just wanted to show you each and everything, whatever things it is returning. Okay, I already showed you how we can extract out this content. Okay, from my previous session, I think remember. Fine. So yes guys, that's how actually we can implement this project, and we can use the Whisper model. Okay, now what you can do, you can improve this project. You can add some more functionality. Let's say you want to again convert this text to audio, you can also do it. For this, just go to the Whisper documentation and try to check there. Okay, so I hope guys you like this project. So if you have liked this project guys, so please try to subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends and family. So I already showed you OpenAI is having different actually large language model, like different kinds of large language model, like language model, multi-model, okay, image model, like different model actually it is having. So we'll be using another model. This is called actually DALL-E. So DALL-E is having different like version, like DALL-E 2 is there, DALL-E 3 is there. So we can use OpenAI API to access this model. Okay, so let me show you this DALL-E model. So guys, if you go to the OpenAI documentation, so here you will see this DALL-E model. Let me show you. So this is the DALL-E model. So as you can see, DALL-E is having different kinds of let's say version, like DALL-E 3, then DALL-E 2. Okay, so different version it is having. And DALL-E is one of the model actually, it can create actually realistic image from a prompt. Let's say here you will be passing one like text prompt, and with the help of this prompt actually it will generate the image. Okay, the prompt you will be asking the same kinds of image actually it will try to generate, and this would be realistic image. Okay, now let's see how we can use OpenAI API to access this DALL-E model, and let's build one image generator application. So what I will do guys, I have used the same template as I already used in my previous project implementation. I think you remember we are using Flask there. So I use the same template and I just did little bit modification here. So the modification I have done, the entire HTML code. Okay, I've done the modification. So let me show you the application, like how it will look like. Let me clear. Now if I open up my app.py again, so let me go to Google and localhost port number 8080. So guys, you can see this is the interface of my application. So to build this interface, I have actually collected this HTML and CSS code from the Bootstrap website. I think I showed you that Bootstrap website, right? So you don't need to do anything. Only you can change the title and all. Okay, everything you can keep it as default, because you can use this HTML and CSS code as a template. Okay, let's say you want to build any other application with the same template, you can use this code as it is. Okay, if you're not familiar with HTML and CSS code, it's completely fine. You can copy paste from different website. Okay, now the second changes I have done, I've created two route. One is my default route. That means if user is hitting my let's say default route, that means port number 8080, so he will get this kinds of landing page. Okay, and to render the landing page, actually I'm using render template index.html. Okay, and whenever user is giving any kinds of prompt and they're submitting, okay, submitting button, so it will hit this route and it will generate and it will execute this function, and this function will take the prompt, whatever prompt actually user is giving here. I think you can see. Okay, and this prompt will go to the OpenAI DALL-E model. You can see to use the OpenAI DALL-E model, you have to use this code snippet openai.image.create. Okay, now inside that, just try to mention the prompt, number of images you want to generate, just give the number of images and the size of the image. Okay, everything you can set here. Now I'm printing the response as well as and here you can see I'm also rendering on my user interface. Okay, and again I'm running on localhost and port number 8080 and debug is equal to true, means if you are changing anything, this will reflect automatically. Fine. So this is the simple modification I have done, guys. Otherwise everything I kept default. Okay, everything I kept default, whatever things we have implemented in our previous project. So yes guys, I think you got it. Using OpenAI is like very easy. Only you just need to know how we can access different model. Rest of the things you can take care. Okay, let's say if you want to create any kinds of application, you have to design how you'll be creating. Okay, otherwise the fundamental will remain same. Now let me show you the demo, guys. So what I can do, I can give a prompt here. Let's say I'll give a dog is flying and smoking. Let's say this is my prompt I have given. Let's see whether it is able to generate the image or not. You can give the same prompt in the ChatGPT also. Let me show you. ChatGPT is also using this kinds of image model. Recently they have published one model called GPT-4o. Okay, GPT-4o. So this model is able to actually create this kinds of image. Okay, from your prompt. Now let me pass this prompt. A dog is flying and smoking. See, it is generating two response. And let me see this one. Actually it has generated. Okay, this is a cartoon version. Even you can also generate the realistic one. Let me show you another prompt. So guys, this is the prompt I have prepared. You can see dream like a beautiful girl playing the festival of color, draped in the traditional Indian, throwing the colors. Okay, now let me send and let me see the response. And if I go to the ChatGPT, see, this is the ChatGPT response. Fine. See, this is the output actually we got. Okay, it's amazing. You can see. So you can give different prompt like that and you can generate image, and you can also control like how many images you need. So here I mentioned, I think you saw only 5 images. That's why it's giving 5 images. Okay, and you can also mention the size, everything you can mention. So yes guys, this is the application we have developed. I hope you liked it. And now what you can do, you can improve this application. You can add some more functionality. See, I think the previous application we created, that Whisper model, what you can do, you can integrate like both application in one place. Okay, and you can create a complete platform. Okay, that thing I think you can perform. Okay, this would be a good project for you. So yes guys, this is all about from my side. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends and family, and please support the channel, guys. If you support the channel, so definitely we'll be bringing up these kinds of content, okay, for you, and you can let us know what kinds of content you want. Okay, from my end I'll try to provide. So I think as of now we have worked with large language model. I have showed you the Hugging Face platform. Even we have also worked with the OpenAI platform. There we use different large language model. And whenever I was using these kinds of large language model, I think you noticed I was passing the prompt. Okay. Again, if I'm talking about ChatGPT, Google, but whatever application you can see in the field of generative AI, all the application takes the prompt as an input. Okay, based on the prompt it will decide what kinds of output it should generate. Okay, that means prompt is everything inside large language model. Okay, whatever, let's say large language model you are using, whatever generative model you are using, prompt is everything here. Okay, you have to give a proper prompt to get a proper answer. Otherwise, you will be getting random kinds of answer from your large language model. Okay, so that's why there is a separate concept inside generative AI called prompt engineering. Why prompt engineering? Because whenever you are writing these kinds of prompt, you have to know some technique. Okay, how we can design this prompt efficiently so that I can get the output, I can get the effective output, I can get the, let's say, useful output from my large language model. Okay, otherwise what is the use of large language model if it is giving you, let's say, random kinds of output? Fine. So that's why we'll be learning about this prompt engineering, and make sure you are watching this video till the end, because in this video we'll be covering each and everything you need to master about prompt engineering. So guys, as you can see, what is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is nothing but prompt engineering is the process of structuring an instruction that can be interpreted and understood by a generative AI model. That means I already told you na, inside generative AI, prompt is everything, and whatever prompt actually you are giving to the generative AI model or your large language model, okay, this should be well structured. Okay, this should be well structured and well organized. Okay, otherwise what will happen? Your model will give random kinds of output. Okay, that is why here I have written the definition what is prompt engineering exactly. Okay, I hope it is clear now. Now, as a generative AI engineer, you should have some responsibility whenever you will be working with the large language model, whenever you will be preparing the prompt and all. See, here I have listed down some of the points. Write, refine and optimize prompts, perfect the interaction between humans and AI. That means you always need to make sure whether your prompt is perfect or not. Okay, to communicate between human and AI. That means you will be communicating with your AI assistant. Let's say whatever, let's say application you are having with the help of large language model. Okay, there is a good interaction or not. Okay, the prompt actually you have given, you have to always make sure. Continuously monitor those prompts. You have to continuously monitor those prompts whether this prompt is perfect or not, and is there any change in the model or not. Then maintain and up to date the prompt. That means if, let's say, model got updated, let's say they again did the fine tune that particular model, and if, let's say, previous prompt is not working better, in that case what you can do, you can maintain and update that particular prompt for that large language model. So these are the key responsibility you should have as a generative AI engineer. Now let's try to understand why prompt engineering. Okay, so for this I'm going to show you one demo. I think this demo will give you the clear-cut idea why prompt engineering is super important if you want to work with the generative AI. So here you can see I have written a prompt. You can see this is the prompt I have written. Correct my paragraph. Today was the great day in the world for me. I went Disneyland with my mom. It could have been better if it wasn't raining. You can see some of the spelling mistake is there. That means grammatical mistakes are there in this paragraph I have written. So what I'll do, I'll give this prompt to my, let's say, large language model. So large language model wise, here I'm going to use ChatGPT. Okay, you can also use Google Bard or any other, actually, let's say, model. It's completely fine. But just to show you the demo, actually, I'm going to use the ChatGPT platform. Later on, whenever, let's say, we'll be implementing different, let's say, application with the help of large language model, that time actually we'll be using this prompt with the help of Python code. Okay, as of now, just to show you the demo, I'm going to use the ChatGPT application. So guys, as you can see, I'm inside my ChatGPT. Now, let's say if I give this prompt to my ChatGPT, now let's say if I send it here, see what will happen. See, it has given me straightforward results without, let's say, explaining this like paragraph I have given, without, let's say, asking me any kinds of question. It has given me straightforward answer. So here is my paragraph, and here is the correct of my paragraph, correct version of my paragraph. Today was a great day for me. I went to Disneyland with my mom, and it could have been better if it wasn't raining. Okay, you can see. So here you can see this grammatical mistake I did. It is resolved, okay, by my large language model. Now let's say you are learning about English language, you are learning about grammar, you are learning about, let's say, spelling and everything. Like that means the complete, let's say, English guidance you want, okay, from your mentor. But as a mentor wise, what you want to use the ChatGPT, let's say, your large language model. That time, instead of giving this kinds of prompt to the large language model, what you can give? So instead of giving the prompt like that, you can design your own prompt in an effective way. So let me show you another example. So guys, as you can see, this is the next prompt I have designed. So here is the prompt, guys. I want you to act as a spoken English teacher. I will speak to you in English, and you will also reply to me in English to practice my spoken English. I want you to keep your reply neat, limiting the reply to 100 words. I want you to strictly correct my grammar mistakes and typos. I want you to ask me questions in your reply. Now let's start practicing. You could ask me a question first. Remember, I want you to strictly correct my grammar and mistakes, typos, and factual errors. Okay, so this is the prompt I have designed. Okay, see, previously the prompt I have given, it was like very straightforward prompt I had given, right? But now what I did, I just designed one very powerful prompt here. Now see, what should be the response from my large language model right now? So let me give this prompt to my large language model. This is the prompt, guys, the same prompt I have given. Now let me send. Now see, it is giving me great. Let's start with a question. What is the most interesting place you have ever visited, and why did you find it so fascinating? Okay, now let me give the answer. Let's say the most interesting place I visited, India, because I loved Indian food. Okay, now you can also do some grammatical mistake. Let's say here I'll just write like that. Okay, now let's say this is my response I have given to my model right now. See, my model will try to correct. First of all, you can see here is the correct version. The most interesting place I have visited in India because I loved the Indian food. Now see the reply you have given. So there actually lots of spelling mistakes were there. There are lots of actually grammatical mistakes were there. Now it has corrected everything. Now as I learned that, you can easily get to know, okay, so that's how actually you have to write this particular sentence. Okay, now you don't need any kinds of actual actually English teacher. Okay, with the help of these kinds of large language model, you can easily learn these kinds of syntax. Yes or no? Fine. Now again, it is, you can see it is asking me one question. Can you tell me more about your favorite Indian dish? That means now this conversation is like more interactive. It's not like straightforward answer it is giving me. It is like more interactive. The way actually human communicate with each other. Yes or no? Now, yes, I can give another response. So here I can give, I loved chole bhature. Okay. Now let's see the output. So here is the correct version. I love chole bhature. What do you like most about chole bhature? Okay. So here I can write the puri. Now see, this is the correct version. I like the puri. What do you enjoy about the puri? Okay, now see, this conversation is more interactive. Now you can just keep on replying to the question actually this model is asking. That's actually you'll be learning about the correct, let's say grammar, correct, let's say spelling and all. Yes or no? Now see, with the help of just only one simple prompt design, I got like very interactive output from my large language model. Okay, this is called actually prompt engineering, and that's why it's useful. Okay, that's why it is important, because sometimes whenever you'll be creating any kinds of application, any kinds of LLM powered application, that time you have to design the prompt in such a way so that it can give the correct answer to the audience. Even it can be more interactive to the audience. That means those who are using your application, so they should enjoy your application. Yes or no? So guys, that is why it's like very interesting concept, and it's like very important concept inside generative AI you have to master. Now see, to master the prompt engineering, the first thing you should know about the linguistics. Okay, what is linguistics? Linguistics is nothing but it's a study of language. That means whenever, let's say, you are studying any kinds of language, let's say English language, inside English language you are having some kinds of let's say linguistics. Okay, what kinds of linguistics? You can see phonetics is there. So phonetics means the study of how speech sounds are produced and perceived. Okay, then there is another one called phonology, the study of sounds pattern and changes. That means whenever we are speaking any kinds of, let's say, language, like how this sounds look like, okay, how this sounds look like, how you are pronouncing this particular word and all, this is called actually phonetics and phonology. Got it? Then there is another one called morphology, the study of word structure. Then there is another one called syntax, that means the study of the sentence structure. That means whatever grammar you usually learn inside English. Then you have also having the semantics, that means the study of the linguistic meaning. Then the next one is pragmatics, the study of how language is used in the context. Then historical, the study of language change, then so on. Okay, you can see these are the actually linguistics are available to study about the language. Okay, and if you have good knowledge, on these kinds of, let's say, linguistics, definitely you can design a very good prompt for the large language model. So that's why I have written here, linguistics are the key to the prompt engineering. That means if you are having good knowledge about linguistic, definitely you can design a good prompt for the large language model. Now we have already studied about like large language model or our generative AI model, right? So there are different kinds of generative AI models are available, like GPT, BART, then Lambda, Palm, Bloom, Llama, Cloudy, okay, then Nemo LLM, okay, Generate. So these are the actually, apart from that, like there are so many large language models are available. I think I showed you one GitHub, right? I think remember Open LLM GitHub. There I think you saw thousands of large language models were there. And these are the provider and vendor, okay, like those who are created this, these are the actually large language model. See, on kinds of large language model over the internet, all the large language model accept this prompt, okay. That means you have to give the prompt there if you want to use this kinds of large language model, okay, because this large language model is already trained with huge amount of data, huge amount of unstructured data. Even they also did something called supervised fine tuning. They also applied something called reinforcement learning technique to improve the quality of the model. That means this model is also trained with the instruction, lots of instruction. That means they did the chat operation with this model. I think I showed you one in one video, one of my video, I already explained how ChatGPT were trained. Okay, so that's why whenever they trained with this kinds of instruction data, that means they are passing the prompt. And whenever you want to use this particular model, you also need to provide the prompt. I think now it is clear why this prompt engineering is super important. And whenever you want to use any kinds of large language model, why you have to use the prompt engineering technique. That means why you have to give the correct prompt always to the large language model. Now let's learn about some best practices to design a prompt. See, if you want to design some best prompt for the large language model, you have to keep some of the point in your mind. Let's say the first thing, clear instruction. Definitely you have to give the clear instruction to the large language model. Then adopt a persona. Then specify the format, avoid leading the answer, and limit the scope. Okay, so these are the things actually you have to always remember. Now let's open our ChatGPT and let's try to see some of the best practices. Okay, we can perform whenever we're giving any kinds of prompt to the large language model. So guys, let's say if I give a prompt here, let's say I'll give when is the election. Okay, when is the election? Let's say this is my prompt. Okay, now see, if I pass this prompt to my large language model, let's see the output. It depends on which election you are referring. See, election can be vary by the country, definitely, because it's the correct one. Now you are asking what is the election, but you are not clarifying. Okay, you are not clarifying in which country you are referring. Okay, that means you have to always pass a clear prompt. Okay, clear instruction to the large language model. Now see, I can give this prompt like that: when is the next president election in USA? Okay, now see, this prompt is clear and it is like well organized for my large language model. Now see, if I pass, now see, this is the answer. The next US president election is scheduled for the November 5th 2024. Okay, now I'm getting the correct answer from my large language model. But whenever you are not giving any kinds of clear, let's say clear let's instruction to the model, it will give you unnecessary output. And again, it's a chargeable, because whenever you are using ChatGPT or let's say any kinds of let's say commercial large language model, it is charging based on the token, input and output token. I already showed you, okay, how it will count the token and how it will charge. So whenever you are getting these kinds of unnecessary output, that means unnecessary you are spending your money, yes or no? Okay, so that's why whenever you are using these kinds of commercial large language model, make sure you have the proper prompt, so that in just one prompt you will get the actual output you are looking for. Okay, this is what actually you have to always remember. Now let me give you another example. I'll just write a code to filter out the ages from data. So let's say this is my prompt I've given. Now see, my LLM model has given me this is the output. But let's say you are looking for Java code. You are looking for Java code, but it has given you the Python code. Again, what you have given? You have given actually uncleared instruction to the model, yes or no, right? So you have to give the clear instruction always. Now you can write this prompt like that. Write a Java code, okay, to filter out edges from the data. Now see, now it is the clear instruction to my large language model. Now I will get the Java code. Now let's see the next one, like the adopt the persona. Okay, like what is the persona exactly? Whenever you are giving any kinds of let's instruction to the model, what kinds of persona you have to adapt there. Let's say this is one prompt I'm giving to my large language model. Write a poem for a sister's high school graduation that will be read out to the to family and close friends. Okay, let's say this is my instruction I have given to my large language model. Now see, here is the response I will get. So here is the response I got. That means this is my poem. Now if you read this poem, actually this is not actually much interesting, the poem actually I was looking for. Now what you can do, you can actually give the persona. Okay, you can give the persona whenever you are giving the prompt. So now let me show you another prompt I have designed for this. So this is the prompt, guys. Now here I'm writing, write a poem as Helena. Helena is a 25 years old and amazing writer. Her writing style similar to the famous 21st century poet Rupi Kaur. So I think you know about Rupi Kaur. You can also search about Rupi Kaur. See, she is actually a Canadian poet and illustrator. Okay, you can read about her. Now see, writing as a Helena, write a poem for her 18 years old sister to celebrate her sister's high school graduation. This will be read out to the friends and family at the gathering. Okay, now see, this is the prompt actually I've given. Now see, if I send it, if I send this prompt right now, now see the response actually I got here. Now if you read this poem, actually it is too good. It is too good than my previous response I got. Okay, so that's how actually you have to adapt the persona always. You have to adapt the persona, what kinds of things you are looking for. Now see, this large language model is already know about Rupi Kaur. Okay, because it is already trained. It is already trained, let's say around 2022 data. Okay, till 2022 data it has already trained, and in that data actually Rupi Kaur poem was there. Okay, that's why you all that's why this model is already known about Rupi Kaur, and it is trying to get the similar kinds of, let's say, poetry. Okay, whatever, let's say, poem actually Rupi Kaur used to write. Okay, the same actually syntax context actually it is trying to, let's say, gain. Now the next thing, you can also specify the format. Let's say what kinds of format you want as a output. Let's say what I will do, I will give you one example for the summarization. Let's copy one English story here. So let's say this is one English story. I'll just try to copy the entire story. And here I'll go to my chat GPT and I'll just write, please summarize this story. Okay, summarize this story. Now I can pass the entire story here. Now see, I can send it. Now see, it is giving me the summary, but see, this summary again, it's a paragraph. Okay, it's a paragraph. Now I can also specify the format. Let's say I'll give, I want, I think I can copy the same instruction. Now here, just try to modify. Please summarize this story in bullet point. Okay, bullet point. Now see, I'm specifying the format. Now see, if I pass this, now see, it will give me inside a bullet point. Okay, now see, it's like more readable. Nah, it's more readable. It is giving me some actually important actually summary of this entire story. It is trying to return me. Okay, so that's how you can provide any kinds of format you need. Let's say you need a data and you need a JSON format data. You can also provide, I need a JSON format data. Okay, you can pass the prompt and it will give you that. So that's how actually whenever you are designing your prompt, you have to always keep these are the point in your mind. Okay, the point actually I listed down in my presentation. I think you saw that, right? Now there are some types of prompt are available. So the first type you can consider zero shot prompting, and the second type actually few shot prompting. Apart from that, actually there are like some types of prompts are available like emotional prompting and all, right? But this is not actually required. But if you want to create any large language powered application, so this two prompt actually very famous. So I have seen like people are using this to prompt a lot, like few shot prompting and zero shot prompting. So let's explore this zero shot and few shot prompting in the example. So again, I will go to my chat GPT. Now, first of all, let's write the zero shot prompting. Zero shot prompting means you are only asking the instruction, because see, this chat GPT is already trained with huge amount of data. So this chat GPT has already like lots of knowledge about, let's say, the data over the whatever data they have trained. Now let's say I will ask one question: when is the Christmas in America? Now see, Christmas in United States celebrated on December 25th each year. Okay, now it is giving me the answer. So this is called actually zero shot prompting. That means you have only give one prompt. Okay, one prompt, that means the instruction you have given, the question you have given. Okay, but let's say if I ask these kinds of question, now let's say if I ask this kinds of question, what is Buppy's favorite types of food. Okay, let's say this is the question I have given. Now see, it will give you, I don't have the information about Buppy favorite types of food. Could you please provide more details, clarify to who is Buppy? Okay, now see here, actually zero shot prompting is not working, so here you have to pass the few shot prompting that time. Okay, now see here, I'll give a prompt. Now I'll just write Buppy is a data scientist and his favorite types of food are, or you can write food includes, let's say burgers, pizza, okay, and chicken. Now I can pass this prompt to my large language model. Now it will learn about me, okay, because I have given a few short prompt here. Okay, now see, got it. Buppy favorite types of foods are burger, pizza, chicken. And if you need any more details or have a questions, just let me know. Now here I can give another prompt. What is the, or I can write what restaurant. Now let's say this is the prompt I have given. What restaurant should I take Buppy to in Dubai this weekend? Okay, now see, if I pass, now see, it will suggest me some restaurant. Dubai has fantastic range of restaurant that caters a variety of tastes, since Buppy like burgers, pizza and chicken. Here is the few recommendations. So here is the restaurant. Now see, this is called actually few shot prompting. That means you are also giving some few shot prompt. That means some let's say information about the question you are asking. Okay, this is called actually few shot prompting. So these are the thing, guys, you have to master. So see, this prompt engineering will come automatically whenever you will be writing this kinds of prompt. So unless and until you are not writing, you are not experimenting, you won't be able to understand, okay, which prompt will give you what kinds of output. So try to practice a lot. Okay, you have the ChatGPT, you can give different prompts and you can get the response from the ChatGPT. And the prompt actually you are giving to the ChatGPT, the same prompt you can use to any kinds of large language model. Okay, in future you will be using, whether it's a let's say Gemini, whether it's a let's say Mistral, Falcon, whatever let's say your model you are using, you can use it as it is. Fine. Now there is another concept inside actually generative AI model called AI hallucination. Now what is an AI hallucination? See, AI hallucination is when a large language model generates false information. That means let's say you are giving a prompt and that model is giving you the false information. Okay, so this is called actually AI hallucination. That means the prompt you are asking, the information you are asking, this information is not available to the large language model. Okay, so that time what we have to do, if we are getting this kinds of hallucination, so that time we can use something called RAG concept. That means retrieval augmented generation. That means we can connect our external data source to my large language model. Okay, and from that data sources my model can learn, okay, this is the information you are looking for. And if RAG is not working, that time what we can perform, something called fine tuning of a large language model. I think I showed you. Now we can perform fine tuning with the help of Hugging Face. Okay, so I'll also show you how we can fine tune different kinds of large language model on top of our custom data. We can also perform fine tune operation. But fine tune is a costly task because here you need a good system, like lots of data. Okay, so again it's like very costly task. But RAG application is a very easy kinds of task. See, here you don't need lots of cost, here you don't need lots of computational power. Okay, so both will be exploring one by one, like what is RAG concept and what is, let's say, fine tuning concept, everything will be exploring. Okay, so yes guys, this is all about our prompt engineering. Now I think you got it why prompt engineering is super important and how you can master this kinds of prompt engineering technique. Okay, it's nothing but it's just a way of, let's say, communicating with your large language model. The input you are giving to the large language model, this is called actually prompt. Okay, and the way you are designing this particular prompt, this is called prompt engineering. Okay, I hope it is clear now. See, if you want to learn, if you want to master generative AI, if you want to work with the large language model, so this is super important concept you have to first of all master. And this is called actually vector database, because see, whatever, let's say, data you will be using, whatever documents you will be using, let's say, to work with your large language model. So first of all, what you have to do, you have to convert the documents to the embedding representation. I think I already explained like what is embeddings, right? So my model can't take the English input directly. So for this, I have to create some number. Okay, that means I have to generate the embeddings, I have to generate some vector. And after generating these kinds of embedding and vector, we have to store these are the vector to a databases. Because I have to connect my large language model with these kinds of databases. Okay, so this is called actually vector databases. Okay, I hope it is clear now. So no need to worry, I will give you the entire idea of this vector database, like what vector database is. Even I will also show you the different practical with different vector databases. So here we'll be covering almost all the famous vector databases, whatever let's say people are using broadly in the market, we'll be covering all of them. No need to worry. And guys, to show you this vector database demo, I'll be using one framework called LangChain. So LangChain is a generative AI framework. With the help of LangChain, actually, we can build different generative AI based application. Because inside LangChain, actually, all kinds of vector database functionality are already available. Okay, so that's why I'm going to use LangChain throughout the entire, let's say, a series of this vector database. But if you're not familiar with LangChain, no need to worry. Go through this tutorial and try to implement whatever things I'm implementing. So after this vector database series, I will start the complete LangChain series as well. So there actually will be starting from very basics of the LangChain, even we'll be covering till advanced part of the LangChain. Okay, we'll be learning each and everything. As of now, let's say as a code wise, just try to understand, okay, what are the functionality actually I'm using from the LangChain and try to implement with me. And make sure whenever I'll be installing any kinds of package on my Colab notebook, try to see the version. Okay, try to see the version of that package, because today actually I'm creating the video. I know that because this is a completely research field. So some of the functionality they will change in their package, and then you will get some issue. Okay, you might get some issue, you might get some error. So make sure whatever, let's say, version I'm installing on my notebook, try to also install the same version. And if I'm not mentioning the version, okay, with the package, what you can do, so whenever I will show you the installation, below in the console you will see the version. Okay, like what is the LangChain version, what is the OpenAI version, what is the, let's say, vector database version. Okay, just try to see the version, try to just note it down and try to install the same version. It will work, because see, it's a completely research field. Every day they are updating their package and all. So I know that if you're learning something today, so tomorrow actually they will update that package and you might get some issue. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you guys, always try to use one specific version. Okay, if you're using a specific version, so you won't be having any kinds of issue, because you know that this version will work fine. Okay, the code you have implemented. So that's why just try to see the version, whatever version I'm installing. See the console of that Colab notebook. There actually will see all the version has been written. Okay, for all the package. So note it down and try to install the same version. Now let's try to see what are the topic actually will be covering through this vector database series. So guys, as you can see here, first of all, we'll be learning about vector database, like the in detail explanation of the vector database, what is vector database, how it is work and all, everything we'll be learning. Then we'll see that why we need the vector database, how vector database works, use cases of the vector database, then some widely used vector database will be also learning. Then at the last of the series, actually we'll be also doing the practical demo with the help of Python and LangChain. As I already told you, we'll be using LangChain framework to work with the vector database. Okay. Now let's try to see what is vector database is. See, vector database is nothing but a vector database is a database used for storing high dimensional vectors such as word embeddings or image embeddings. So I think you already know that we are having lots of unstructured data and higher dimensional data like documents, image, PDF. Okay. Then we are also having audios, videos, and so on, right? So this is called actually unstructured high dimensional data. So what we have to do inside vector database concept, we just need to first of all convert these are the higher dimensional documents to the higher dimensional vector. You can see we are converting these documents to a vector representation, and this vector actually we are storing to the database, and this is called actually vector database. Okay, that is why here I have written a vector database is a database used for storing high dimensional vectors such as word embeddings as well as the image embeddings, because I think you already know that inside generative AI we are having textual data as well as the image kinds of data, that means video data, audio data, and so on, right? So that is why you can consider any kinds of data, and whenever you're considering any kinds of data, it will have some embeddings, and that particular embedding you have to save to the vector database. So this is the introduction of vector database. I think it is clear. Now you can ask me like why we need this kinds of vector database, because we have lots of existing database are available in the market. Now to give you the answer, actually I want to show you one example. So first of all, let's see like why we need this kinds of vector database. Because if you see over like 80 to 85% data out there is unstructured data. Like we have images, we have videos, we have text, and we have audios. Okay, so these are the data actually unstructured data. So we can't easily store these kinds of unstructured data to the relational database, or let's say our traditional database. Like we have MySQL, then we have PostgreSQL, then we have SQLite. So these are actually relational database, and these are actually traditional database. So we can't directly store, these are the data. So we can directly store our unstructured data to these kinds of relational or traditional database. Okay, why we can't store? I will show you one example. It would be very much clear. So guys, to give you one example, let's take one image data as an example. So let's say I want to store these kinds of dog images to our relational or our traditional database. So if I want to store it, I can't directly store these are the data to our relational database. Okay. So if I want to store it, so what I need to do, I need to create some of the schema. Let's say I have some schema here. I have some table. So in this table, let's say I have one column called animal. Okay, animal. Then I have another column called color. Okay, then I have another column called tags.
So basically you need to manually label them to store these are the images. Okay, if you want to identify similar kinds of images, if you want to apply the query on top of that, then you need to create these kinds of schema manually. Now here you just need to set those parameter manually. Let's say animal wise it's a dog. Okay, it's a dog. Then color wise, let's say it's black, or let's say I can, and color wise you can give any color, let's say golden. Okay, this is the golden dog, golden dog. Then we have, let's say, black dog as well. Okay, black dog, you can give anything based on your image actually you are trying to store. Then you also need to assign some of the tags. Let's say this is very cute. Let's say this dog has black eyes. Okay, black eyes. So these are the tags actually we'll be assigning manually. So what happens actually, so whenever you assign these kinds of schema manually, so what happens, let's say you want to query the similar images, okay, from the database. So you just give these are the parameters, so it will return these are the images for you, okay, based on the tags actually you have written, based on the schema you have prepared, right? But again, it's a manual thing. Okay, it's not an efficient way to store our data, and it's not an efficient way to like query out our data, because let's say I want similar kinds of images, so I need to assign these are the labels manually, and it's like very hard task for us, right? So that's why actually we can't use our traditional, or let's say relational database for these kinds of unstructured data. We can easily use these kinds of relational database for the structured data. Let's say we have CSV data, we have Excel data, but for these kinds of unstructured data, it's like very much difficult to store these kinds of data, right? You can store them, there is no issue, but the thing is like whenever you will be querying out from your database, let's say you want similar kinds of dog images, at the time it would be very much difficult, because if I, let's say, convert this image to base64 string, so using base64 string I can easily store the data to the relational database. But I'm talking about whenever, let's say, you are applying query on top of that, let's say you want similar kinds of dog images from this database, at that time it would be very much difficult for you to querying out, because it doesn't know like whether this base64 string is a dog image, or let's say it's a cat image, or let's say it's a horse image. Okay, it doesn't know. So there is only one option to filter out these kinds of images. The thing is like you need to create one manual schema, like these kinds of tags you need to generate, you need to label out these are the images. Using that actually you can filter out these kinds of data, but again it would be very hard approach, as I already told you, because you need to apply manual observation here. Now guys, I think you already got the idea like why it is difficult to store these kinds of unstructured data to the relational database, because as you can see, image is nothing but it's a pixel, and your relational database doesn't ever know like how to query out similar kinds of images using these kinds of pixel, right? So guys, this is the one major problem with these kinds of relational database whenever we are using unstructured kinds of data. So guys, whenever I'm talking about unstructured data, it is not only image data. So it can be video data, it can be text data, and it can be audio data as well. So guys, to overcome this issue, there is a concept introduced called vector embedding. So let's say we have unstructured data. Let's say we have image, we have text, and we have audios, and it can be also videos. So first of all, what we need to do, we need to apply something called embedding model. Okay, so embedding model is nothing but it's a neural network based model. It's a deep learning model. So using this embedding model, first of all, you will be generating some of the embeddings, or let's say vectors. Okay, let's say this is my image. We have applied embedding model. Embedding model will give you vectors. Okay, like this is the representation of the image. Okay, this is the numerical representation of this image. It can be also applied to the text data. So you see here I'm giving the text data, and this is my embedding model, and it is returning this kinds of vector. Again, you can also put audio data, so it will convert to the numerical representation, and this is the representation of the audio. So here if you see, embedding model is nothing but it's a neural network based model. Here you can use any kinds of embedding model. Let's say we have What2Vec, then we have transformer based embedding model as well, right? So these are the things actually you can use. So if you're already familiar with NLP, that means natural language processing, I think you have heard of like What2Vec, then you have heard of like transformer embeddings. Okay, and nowadays actually we have large language model based embeddings, like we have OpenAI embeddings, we have lots of open source LLM based embeddings as well. We have Hugging Face embeddings as well. So using these kinds of embedding model, we can easily generate these kinds of vectors, and we can store them in a vector database. So guys, this is the entire idea on top of this unstructured data, like how we can store these kinds of unstructured data to the vector database. So first of all, what we are doing, we are just trying to convert these are the unstructured data to the vectors, vector representation. Then we are storing these are the vectors, okay, to the vector database. So guys, here is an example you can see. So let's say we have text unstructured data, and here you can use any kinds of embedding model. So in this case, actually, I have referred this OpenAI embedding model. So it is already trained on GPT model, okay, GPT 3 and 4 model. And if you put these kinds of unstructured data to the embedding model, it will give you this kinds of vector, okay, this kinds of vector representation of all the text actually you have in the documents. Then once you got this vector, actually this vector embedding, then you will be using some vector database. It can be anything, any database you can use. So here you can store one by one, these are the data, okay. So this is the complete idea of this vector database. Like instead of directly storing our text data to the database, first of all, what we are doing, we are taking help from the embedding model, and using the embedding model, we are trying to generating these kinds of vector embeddings. Then we are storing these kinds of vector embeddings to the vector database. And guys, this kinds of vector database has one beautiful function called similarity search. So using this similarity search functionality, it can return you similar kinds of vector represented in the vector database. Okay, I will show you this similarity search as an example, like how it is doing actually similarity search. Now guys, you got to know like what is embedding, but you don't know like how these embeddings are generated. So to give you one example, I will open my whiteboard and there I will try to make you understand. So guys, I'm inside my whiteboard, and here first of all what I will do, I will take one pen, and here I'll be using unstructured data, unstructured data as text data. Here I'll be using text data to give you the example. So first of all, what I will do, let's create one table here. So let me create one table. So guys, let's say I have taken one table here. So here we are using one embedding model. So let's say we are using one embedding model to convert our text to numbers. So here you can use any kinds of embedding model. You can use OpenAI based, you can use What2Vec, you can use large language model based, you can use anything here, okay. Now whenever let's say I have some words here. So let's say I have something called king, then I have something called queen, then I have something called man, and I have something called woman, then I have some let's say monkey. So let's say I have 5 words here. Now what this embedding model will do, it will try to generate some of the features on top of the words, okay. Let's say this is my features column, okay. So what kinds of features actually it will generate? Let's say it can generate anything. Let's say it can generate gender, it can generate wealth, it can generate power. Because this is a neural network based model, we can't say like what are the features actually it will generate, because it will generate these are the features based on the back propagation. So it will calculate the loss and all. Based on that, actually it will try to find out the best possible features, okay, for these kinds of work. So here I'm just giving one example, that's why I'm taking these are the features, okay. But it might not like generate these are the features, but to give you one example, I will be using these are the features. Now let's say it will generate weight, and it can also generate something called speak, okay. Now what happens actually, based on the features, actually it will assign some of the value. Let's say here my first word is king, okay. Now king has gender or not? Yeah, king has gender, and the gender is like male, so it would be 1. And for queen, yeah, queen has also gender, so it would be 0 because queen is a female. So similar wise, man has a gender, so it will have 1. And woman also has gender, so it would be 0 because it's a female. And monkey, let's say it's a male monkey, so I'll assign it 1, okay. Now it will come to the next features called wealth, okay. Now here you can see king has wealth, right, because he's the king and he has lots of wealth, so it would be, let's say 1. I'll assign it as 1. Queen will also have wealth because queen is also part of king. And man will also have wealth, but it would be less than king and queen, so let's assign as 0.5. And women will have also wealth but less than man, so here I can give 0.3. Monkey doesn't have any wealth, so I'll give as 0, okay. Now king has power, so I'll give 1. Queen has also power but less than king, so I'll give 0.7. Man has also power, let's say man has power but it's less than king, so I'll give as 0.5. Woman has also power but it's less than man, so it would be 0.2. And monkey doesn't have any power, so I'll give as 0. Now weight, yeah, king has also weight, so I'll give 0.8. And let's say king is a little bit obese. Queen has also weight, so I'll give as 0.5 because let's say queen is slim and all. Man has also weight, so I'll give it as 0.7. Women has also weight, I'll give 0.5. Weight is fine, I think. Monkey also has weight, let's say 0.3. Now king can speak, so I'll give 1. Queen can also speak, I'll give 1. Man can also speak, I will give 1. Women can also speak, I'll give 1. And monkey doesn't speak, okay, so I'll give as 0. Okay, now see guys, beautifully it has generated, these are the vectors, okay. By generating, these are the features. Now let's say if I want to represent king, okay, if I want to represent king, so what would be my king vector? So here, this is your king vector. So king vector is nothing but 1 1 1 0.8 1. So this is the king vector. Now if I want to represent queen, so this is my queen vector.